Hello. I have somehow managed to get my shit together to show up. I've got to admit, I'm not feeling too Lionsgate Portal. I'm not like, yeah, well, got loads of energy. I'm like, no, not really. But I suppose, that's called burning the candle at both ends. It's not wild nights out for me anymore. It's being on the YouTube for 5.5 hours. I've got to admit, I'm not feeling too live. There we go. Right. So the goal is to stay awake. Is that? Sorry, the sound is on. Yeah, so again, in all seriousness, I don't know how long one is going to be here, but we'll just see. Um, right, there, I thought of a more exciting one. Yes, so happy Lionsgate Portal, and it's the full moon in Aquarius tomorrow morning where I live, so wherever that is for you. But we're in the Aquarius moon now, so we're in the expect the unexpected, unpredictable energy. Um, And then the big thing as well is we come out of Mercury retrograde um, on Monday. So, but then we've still got the shadow for a few weeks, right? Let's put right. So if anyone wants a paid personal, that's the options there. Um, right. Okay. So, oh, a noise going on in the stair there. My heart will go on. Celine Dion is on right now. Yeah. So I'll just tune in and do a wee bit of collective stuff. So, like I said, this might just be an hour. I doubt it'll be 30 minutes, but God, if it's really, if there's really nobody around and I'm not chatting or that, it might be. I think it'll be an hour, a couple hours, but we'll just go with the flow. So what have we got? Am I going to do it like divine feminine, divine masculine again, or what was the ones that I was? Where are the other ones? Ah, here. These are the main ones I like to use. Right, I'll pull that now and then I'll read it at the end. What have we got? I don't need to search for the thumbnail. What have we got for the actual Lionsgate portal message? I was about to say wow us, and they have wowed me. I don't know about you. Right, they've wowed me. It happens every time. Dance of the Planets. So that one came out the other day, but that is wow, because that's what's happening, the Dance of the Planets. So this is I think I nearly picked up, I showed it like, and then look on the bottom as well, Legacy of Light. So let's just check. I'll slow down and check that that's up close. I love that that's come out. I look fucking shattered and it wasn't in the shot. I can't do anything about looking fucking shattered like that. Oh, and then Sensual Awakening is behind that. Um, can put them there. That'll do. Look, I nearly picked up this. Although I showed it the other day, written in the stars. That would be good, wouldn't it? That, and this. Cheesy, but it works. As long as it's in the shot. And now, and I will always love you. I'm not about to sing that though. Gotta know your limits, guys. Oh shit. No, that's really annoying. Dance of the Planets is. Why is it doing it sometimes and not other times? It was not showing up. It was bouncing off the light. It's more that one that I'm bothered about. So let's. Because of the alignment. Right. Surely one of these times it's going to. I've not really got the patience to fuck about, so. Oh no, it's done it again. That's really annoying. Once more. Once more. I'm a determined wee fucker. So you might have had to try a few times to get something right here. Right, if that's not done, then we have to right. So I'll put them there. Hopefully I remember to read them. 56. That literally just came out the other day. And the loved ones and spirit are gathering with me, itching my nose. Right, I'll put them in there, ready to read. Right, what we're gonna let's actually go with these. What is the energy of today? What do people need to know overall? Dolphin baby, Lemurian origin. Well, that fits because we've been calling in that Lemurian energy since the start of the month. Lemurian origin, flow, timeless, adaptable, free, take your time. What else? Blu-ray being, so I'm a Blu-ray, so you might be too, you might connect with this. And Blu-ray, basically blue energy in general, but Blu-ray is very connected to the, the dog star and, all basically all of the alignment that's going on today. So direct divine expression, bridge between dimensions, but especially for the Blu-ray twin flames. Ellen of the ways, attuned to the nature signs, find your way, follow your heart. Follow your heart is very Leo season. Oh no, now I want, oh no, now I want that for the thumbnail. It keeps reminding, I forgot the name on the shorts when I pulled this. Excuse me, bless me. And I forgot Elementals. That's what it reminds me of. That's a lovely wee film. Spiritualized matter, new life, sparkles, bedding the light. So you can see that looks like the very galactic unions. Actually, oh, I've put it in. That's good. I like that because that's very Aquarius moon right now. Aquarius full moon is very galactic. Is that? I don't know how much that needs to be. Galactic unions. I might change the title. Right, let's see. Sorry if you're new. This happens all the time. So if you've not got the patience for this, you're probably not going to like me. I'm just being honest. There we go. Boom. We've done it. My eyes could only look at the camera. There. Done it. Worth it. Right. So put that up there. Right. Let's give these a wee. I'm just going to pick shit up and shuffle it. And then if people come and they want something. Hello, Claire. How are you? Happy Lionsgate portal, Nathan. To you as well. How are you doing? Hey, got caught up on doing dinner. Good for you. What are you having? I had some chicken and sweet corn soup, and I was very grateful that my mum popped up. Um, and because I was lying a bit worse for wear, um, she heated that up for me. Because that, so there's something about receiving. Because I honestly, I'm really not in a position where that's happening for me to, other than if I was at one of my pals or my mum and dad's. I'm the one that's, when it comes to it, I'll always be making my own stuff. So it's quite nice when, it's quite nice when you're able to receive from someone else, like, even if it's a cup of tea, you know what I mean? It's just quite nice. Like I said that, if I remember, I got emotional last week and I was saying that. It was like, I realised that week that when my mum and dad were, when my mum was away with my sister for about a week or something, or just about that, and it was just quite nice, like hanging out with my dad. And I was like, oh, it's just really nice to like get things done for you when you're like always like the one, you know what I mean? Anyway, I know that a lot of you'll know what I mean, male and female. Right, so what have we got? What else do we need to know here? Is full moon in Aquarius going to come out? Let's pick up my energy a bit. So yeah, explain. I've just been in the membership for a bit too, and I said that to them. That the thing is with the Lionsgate portal, the bit it's like in it, it's like the build up to it can be so kind of, I don't want to use exciting because not everybody's going to be that excited, but I just get excited in Leo season full stop. But it's the influx of light that's flooding into the planet can actually kind of like bulldoze you a bit. There's other reasons why that's done that to me. Like I said, my whatever I've done to my hand is really bothering me right now. So I'm going to be glad that they just having the Saturday, Sunday to just I'm going to have to put ice on. That's the one thing I haven't done. You're meant to. What the fuck? That advert just said hi, Claire. That's really creepy. I think it's about an alarm or something. Oh my God, that's actually really creepy. It's about, God, it's like an advert for an alarm, but it flashed up saying, hi, Claire. Oh God, if you're called Claire, there's an extra wee synchronicity for you. But it was about an intruder. It was about an alarm. I already don't like the full moon in Aquarius. That's quite funny. Um, but yeah, and I've just pulled the Legacy of Light on the for the card here. There's no link to take me to make the payment. Is it just on the app via Kofi? Oh yeah, yeah, it's just on here. So, because I'm just going to do it here basically. Oh shit. Oh, I see what you. Oh, sorry, Charlotte. I see what you mean. The link. It's not even. Thanks for telling me. Shit. That's because I'm so sleepy. Here it is. Wait a minute. I just didn't. Sorry. Charlotte's in the membership, so they've got a bit more inside intel. I'm not really with it. Right. We'll blame Mercury retrograde. It ends on Monday, so I can still blame it. Thanks for that, Charlotte. Um, there we go. Thank you. And then I'll delete the one that didn't have the. There's a good example of why we need others. Aquarius full moon is about community. A bit like when I spoke for 45 minutes and nobody told me. None of my regular chatters were there. It was just people that obviously wanted to fucking make an arse of me. Or very shy people. I have to always stress that. It could have been very shy people. We don't always know. We can't assume. And I've let it go. I'm over it. It was a while ago now, but it was quite funny. I spoke for 45 minutes and it was fucking silent. Nobody could fucking hear me. Um, right. So yeah, like Charlotte's just brought to my attention there. These are the paid personal options if you want any of them. So, like I said, you can use the Ko-fi or you can use the inbuilt button on this, but just make sure that whatever one it's you're wanting, that you Google what the amount is and actually you don't need to Google the amount because I've broke it down. So just make sure that you do that. And of course, if you're wanting to just donate anything, I can pull you like a couple of cards, but it will just be to make it fair, it will just be like a couple of cards. So just so that you know that if you want a more substantial one, because I have to keep, I have to put that up as much as I can, because when I'm not getting the clients that I really need to be, the money needs to come in somewhere. So, so step up and lead new moon in Capricorn. Well, so forget the new moon in Capricorn bit, unless that's relevant to you. Step up and lead is the message that keeps coming through loud and clear. Because the one that I filmed for today, that I filmed yesterday for the Lionsgate portal, Commander Ashtar came out of two different decks, and that is the energy about leadership and everything. And also everything I do it for you. Brian Adams just come on. I'm just mentioning in case these songs are significant to someone. They're all going to be like cheesy because it's 30 biggest selling movie songs. So thank you for that, Charlotte. So I'll just finish up this wee collective one, and then I'll get to yours. Right. So what else have we got here? The end of oh wow, oh my god, I love that. So the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. So just let me check when. Actually, wait a minute. Have we already had? We might have already had that. God, that's terrible. I can't remember. I think we have had that because moon in Capricorn 2025. Yeah, we've already had that. Is that saying? So that was on the 10th of July. Was it? I can't remember. That's terrible that I can't remember that. So, well, if that's right, that was it must be. So that full moon could have been significant for changes in your life. You might have found that. I feel that could be for a lot of divine masculines that, some sort of tough cycle of like 6 months roughly could have come to an end, like just recently, like around the 10th of July there. Because that's quite significant that we got new moon in Capricorn and now we've got full moon in Capricorn. It does sort of indicate that something that was you needed, and also because it's Capricorn, that is about karma, karmic lessons. There was some kind of karmic cycle or karmic lessons that a lot of you had to learn your lessons the hard way about, the tough cycle. So a tough cycle is coming to an end, or it's already come to an end quite recently. So, yeah, I think I'll actually I can finish this collective one after I do Charlotte. So let's just do Charlotte's right now. So let's see. Oh, also, what have do you know what else I've done? What the fuck is going on there? Oh, it doesn't lay right, does it? Oh, fuck, never mind. It doesn't, it looks weird when I've done that there. Right, let me just work out what cards I'm going to get before I put that wee timer on, although I might ignore the timer. So what I was going to do is for anyone that got these, I was going to actually choose specific ones. So Charlotte, would you like me to use like some of my more Egyptian cards? Or do you want me to just go wherever? You got a preference? I was going to use some abundance ones as well, because the Lionsgate portal is really all about abundance. I was actually going to be filming some sort of something to do with abundance in the membership, but I didn't get around to it because I'm too tired. So I've explained that to them. I'm like, I'm not. So just if anyone was going to join, just so I'm not false advertising, that's not in there. But I am going to do something on there Tuesday because it's Aries moon and I'll have more energy then. So right, we'll have the abundance cards and we've got these Isis cards, and I think I want to use them because I like those fairy ones and these Egyptian ones, and these ones. Right, so, and by the way, I know that you are all honest. Can I just check? I did get all you did get all your new moon messages, didn't you? I think you did. I think you were on that live stream, but right, so no preference. Goes guys, Egyptian sound good too. Right, okay, let's do that then. Right, so let's pull one of these first because these can be really long. Oh shit. Wait a minute. Well, there's a need to surrender because that's not even that deck, but it was somehow slipped in there. Release misaligned energies, retune to your truth. So surrender, and full moons in any sign are about surrender. So, and especially when it's a full moon Aquarius, it's about surrender to the unexpected. So 444, my angels are here. Oh, lovely. Love the 444. Right, what have we got for Charlotte? And remember, if you're new, this message can make sense to anyone, so pay attention. Also, there's a song on right now called Angels with Dirty Faces. Sugar Babes, that's kind of funny. You just said angels, but that's Sugar Babes. I've never heard that. It's from the 90s. Divine Guardian, protection from the winged mother. Oh, right. Okay. So we better get reading that because they can be about 5 pages long. I'm not 5 pages, but sometimes they're about 3 pages. Right. I like to use these cards around this time. These are my special cards. I used it last night too, so I've been using them a lot in here. I don't usually do that. Right, so protection of the winged mother. You are venturing through a time of significant spiritual growth and healing. There are many changes occurring internally, and they will be reflected in your external world soon also. You're protected during these times by the love and strength of the winged mother, Lady Isis. You can relax and allow your transformation to happen. Surrender into it. Let your divine guardian protect you now as you learn to let go and trust in your own unfoldment for the greatest good. So I love that that random surrender card jumped out with it because it seems relevant. Right. Big spiritual growth can bring difficult challenges. Through such challenges, an initiate can gain wisdom, power, and awareness, and leave behind fears that once held them captive, free from past restrictions, free to live a life that is truly extraordinary and inspirational. Yet the challenges can feel deeply confronting. The initiate may be tested to stay true to their own beliefs, even if their loved ones do not understand or support them. Or they may be required to let go of what they've known to embrace something completely unfamiliar, and this may be uncomfortable for them, and they may fear losing love, support, safety, or friendship as they venture into a new life, into the unknown. You got a message like this before. This is like I'm getting deja vu. These kinds of spiritual growth opportunities are presented when the initiate is ready for them, even though this readiness might not seem obvious. The oracle of the divine guardian arises because you, dear initiate of light, are venturing into a significant time on your spiritual path. There's a process cooking with you and which may already be mirrored in your outer life circumstances that are actually challenging you to grow. It might look like an opportunity or it might appear as a crisis, but no matter, that sounds like the full moon Aquarius, so I'm just warning you, that's what this weekend is. But no matter what the appearance, you're being guided to take risks that intuitively feel right for you and have faith. You will be safely guided by the unconditional love of the Lady Isis with wings outstretched and sword of truth in hand, protected from false images that would lead you astray from your true path. This oracle is also confirmation that you've been receiving impressions and inner nudges that are from your higher guidance, which have been helping you with situations that are currently unfolding in your life and will continue to do so. You are spiritually speaking on the right track. No matter whether your life circumstances appear to be heading in one direction at the moment and then completely different direction the next moment, this really is Aquarius full moon energy. Whether you feel things are a certain way in truth only to find that the next day they seem to be different, these are all just signs of growth into a new consciousness. Again, even more so with this being the Lionsgate portal energy leading up to sort of teetering out on the 12th. Life does not have to be fixed or even clear at all times in order for you to be safe. Isis is with you, all is well. The oracle comes as guidance that if you've been worried about another, that's so lovely, Charlotte, with the membership, that they are protected. Whether this is someone alive at this time or being that has departed the physical world or returned to spirit, they are free from suffering, pain, and trauma now, and all is well. If you wish to send blessing to such a beloved, you can do so with the incantation below. So not only do I feel that as protection for your family member just now, I feel that is also, that love coming through from your dad on the other side too. Because what was it that just happened? That synchronicity with Cyprus in the membership, I can tell it's like, you know what I mean? It's that's definitely connected. Right, so I'll read this wee incantation. Winged Mother, Guardian of Light, surround me with your protective might. Only love and light enter this field, love and light. Or the scarab's sword you shall yield, driving away darkness with endless light, bringing peace to every day and every night. Right, okay, so that wasn't too long. So let's now go with the other Egyptian card. But see what I mean? It does take about 5 minutes to read the card. So just know anyone that gets the 5 minute one, if you want that one, it's probably just going to be that big card. But I would do that if you specifically said. Um, Matt, oh, Cosmic Justice, love it. This is very much what I resonate with that energy. Soul Healing is on the back, and it's got the full moon, and of course, it is the full moon tomorrow. So there's definitely a deep soul healing that's going on at the moment for you. So let's see what this one says. 20. Cosmic Justice. Mat is the goddess of truth, justice, rightful action, and spiritual accord. Ancient Egyptian priests and priestesses sought to live in a state of Mat to ensure harmony in this life and in the next. First in the temples in all of Egypt, and later in the judgment hall in the afterlife, when the deceased heart was weighed against a feather. A light heart, or a conscience, would ballast with the feather, and thus earn you a place in the stars with Osiris, but a heavy heart, or a bad conscience, would make you a meal for the monster Amit and lead to a quick rebirth back to Earth. So, no pressure, guys. Be on your best behavior with the karma. My time is now. Once more, I am called into service to return balance and harmony to Egypt, where I now see much chaos. This is reminding me of your Libra moon and your Pisces, actually. There is little understanding of my role and worship there now, or indeed in the world, for I am the goddess of cosmic but not man-made justice. Invoke me in your home and life with sincerity. As a cosmic justice and truth become a part of your life, you will have safety, the safety you desire. That's significant because I just noticed that the full moon was in your second house of the home. And this is talking about invoke me into your home. I love that. The law of Mat ensures the higher laws operate to influence events, so understand that cosmic justice is not your legal system justice. So, guys, if you're wondering, like, with the bits that I'm adding on to what I'm saying to Charlotte, it's because when you're in the membership, I don't do it all the time, but a lot of the time I do. Like, if I feel guided, I'll just feel it. Like with Charlotte, and no, I think it was Renee, I intuitively felt where the full moon was for her. And I said, oh, I think it's here. And then when I went to check her chart, sure enough, it was where I thought it was. And so, you know what I mean? That's not me remembering it. It just comes in because it's like, that's what happens. So these are the wee sort of extra things that I can do because it's like there's not many of you in there. And I just love astrology. And it's, you know, I do it in public too, though, don't I? But I'm just, if you're wondering what, like, people are like, what are you talking about? That's because I've done that there. So, abundance, help is it, and I do what I've done that for the last few months. I try to go in there at the full moon and just sort of hang out with people. So I try to go in once a week for a prayer circle, but like I definitely make the effort to go in on the full moon there. So just so you know, so that's what's available to everyone. So on that first level up, so help is at hand, and all legal problems will be solved in your favor. The harmony of Mat will ensure most marriage contracts will be good this year. So these are all the wee extra bits, Charlotte. So not all of it's going to apply, obviously. Work, career, success at work. If it is an ethical company or project, choose your career carefully and according to your heart's wisdom, and you will be successful. If traveling in accord with the laws of Mat, you will be safe. Health, recent health challenges are stress related. Reconsider your beliefs about yourself. Family, oh, that's very in line with the collective stuff that I've been saying about last night. Family, some dissent among family members. Karmic release would be helpful here. That's like what I've done last night in the live. Future, this is dependent on you, so your karmic release may assist you. See your future as perfect and live in accordance with the law of Mat to balance the scales of cosmic justice in your favor. Love it. Right, what have we got for an abundance message then? Especially because this full moon is in the house of abundance for Charlotte. What would be the guidance coming through, or what's some good news that could be coming? Conscious, oh, it's one of the boring cards, Charlotte, but I mean, but there could be something about Christmas because in this picture there's like a tiny wee Christmas tree. So there could be something about Christmas here. So maybe I can tell before you read it. It might be something about because you've done so well, like so amazing, clearing all that debt over all this time. I think there might be a message coming in here about like, you know, not overdoing it with the Christmas presents or something. Like, I don't know. There's something coming through there, or not like, you know, I don't know. I think it is something like that. You have the power to heal and help the world with your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic goods. You live simply and you purchase only that which you need. So, like I said, I don't know about you, but I call that one of the boring cards. I've said before, but there's absolutely no. Sorry if this is going to annoy people. It will, but it's there's absolutely no point to recycling. Right, we've already done the damage, but I still recycle. But my recycling gets piled up high, and I'm like, oh fuck. It's usually my mum that's like, oh, what the hell, like we need to take that down. I get I've got a blindness to it. It's really weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm really like specific about taking the bin out. Like I take the bin out every day, but it's like the recycling. I'm just like my time blindness goes into recycling blindness. I'm like, it's a fucking waste of time, man. Anyway, so that's how I feel about that. But I do it. I do it. Right. So look, oh, there's another thing about Christmas. Fucking Santa. So again, I don't know what this is about Christmas, but make sure that you maybe it's going to be a good Christmas. Maybe it's going to go the other way. And like actually, like, you know, maybe it's about that. That would make sense. If you've been clearing all the debt, like maybe it's time to really treat yourselves at Christmas and not kind of, you know, like save as much and just actually like, you know, like treat yourself and treat your kids. And, you know, it's interesting. But there's Santa and then there's a Christmas tree. As an increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms, some of them unexpected. Oh, so that could be very current with the unexpected energy of this full moon. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, health, and charitable work. We love it, calling it in for you. And so remember, um, there's something really coming in there about receiving. Because remember when I pulled that card in the membership and I said something about, sorry, I'm being that really annoying person, people in public, when I'm like, oh yeah, the member, oh, you're missing out. We had so much fun. But the synchronicities are more heightened. Like for instance, when I pulled my own card, I pulled Mary Magdalene. So I did think that, and on that card it says sacred marriage. So I did think it is kind of funny when I talk about Mary Magdalene all the time that I shuffle and I pull myself Mary Magdalene. But yeah, there's definitely something coming through here very strongly about Christmas. Oh, that was it. I pulled the card that had Newman and Virgo and a time of giving rather than receiving. But for some reason, I was feeling it was more like, no, you need to receive rather than give because you give so much. It's like it's time for you to receive. And I feel it's coming in a form of abundance. Power of prayer, yes. So keep putting those prayers out. And, you know, we've just had the prayer circle and give this situation to God for uplifting and healing and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are awaiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives you to in response to your prayers. So yeah, really look out for any kinds of signs or synchronicities, like nudges for any ideas you've got. Like, and you know, don't procrastinate on it too much and act on it, you know, in this abundant energy is what I would say. And successful funding. Yeah. And if there's anything that you're kind of like, oh, you know, I don't know, I need some sort of support there. Like, you know, be open to like, I don't know, some sort of funding coming in for it. You're like, or getting money out, so like, you know, getting a tax thingy back or something. I don't know, getting money from somewhere you weren't expecting that helps you with what you needed. Your ideas divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into reality. Crowdfunding partnerships and other investments are available to help you. Love it. Right, so let's go to these money cards. Let's see what your that was a good one. Between the membership and joining here, I picked up a message from someone. I felt I'm being nudged to start a CIC, and they were giving me info. What's that? What's CIC? Um, is that a money thing that I don't know about? Is that like some sort of saving thing or something? Um, oh, thank you. They're nice cards. What deck is it? Oh, shit. What one was it? Was it the very first, like the big card, or the other Egyptian one? What one was it? Was it that one? That's the Isis Oracle. I think you get a pocket version of that too. And then this is the Osset Egyptian Oracle. Osset is the old-fashioned name for Isis. This is a lovely deck, that one. Yeah, so I'm sure it'll be one of those ones. And that is the, I don't know, Abundance Angels or something. Doreen. Old Doreen. Doreen that doesn't believe in what we're doing right now. But she channeled them in good faith. So I definitely prefer getting stuff I want than just stuff. I'm much more picky now, less presents, but better choices. Yeah. Oh, this sounds spot on. I also did the Christmas box. Oh, yeah, the Christmas box last year for other single mums. So I also think I need to get on with that for this year. Yes. So anybody watching that lives, I don't know if you want to tell people where you live, Charlotte, but if you live somewhere in England, or you could give the region if you want, that Charlotte done a beautiful thing for single mums to do with Christmas, because she'd recognised where it's, do you know what, actually that's actually really, although I'm not a single mum, that's actually kind of similar to what I was saying, that it's like when you're on your own, or if you're on your own with kids, it's like, you have to do everything for yourself, or if you have to do everything for the, so it's that's a really beautiful um idea that you had for people there. So just letting anybody, you never know who might be watching this that might be local, and we could say nearer the time. So at the beginning of the year, I did want to clear my debt by the end of the year rather than the current budget calculators. Ah, right. So that makes sense. That's like your goal. Oh my God, the funding for the CIC. Oh, right. Community interest company. So not for profit, but you can apply for funding. Right. That's so crazy, isn't it? That's so specific. Wow. I posted in England because of new rules. Right. That's nuts, isn't it? That's so crazy that wording is like, wow. It's not me. It's just the guides and your love. Probably your dad guiding me that day. Although I was going to use the abundance deck because it's. But you see, guys, this is what I mean. So although I'm tired, and believe me, if you're in the membership, they'll be able to see. Look how. Remember, I said that I'll be on longer if it picks up my energy, and I can feel it has picked up my energy. But I'll probably like go down like a lead balloon when I get off of here. But it's like, that it makes sense that there's a lot of stuff. Although I'm using money cards, there's big energy coming through for, like, really positive, abundant energy for your ideas and stuff. Um, yes, lovely. Right, what have we got from this deck? Now, this has got some interesting cards in it too. What have we got from this deck? And so, guys, I know it might not seem like it, but every single time I'm on here, especially when I'm doing this, it's always like clearing energy and a light code activation too. So, although I'm not putting the animation into it today that I usually do, I am going to set that energy away when I wrap this up for Charlotte and whoever else wants one. But I'm aware that it could seem like I'm a bit, I think I'm in that I don't know if it's quite despondent, but I'm just a bit meh. Um, But it is Pisces moon very soon, and that's how I feel in the Pisces moon. I'm like, I just don't like this full moon. I can't force myself to like it. I don't like it. Exhausted. There we go. I was talking about me, Charlotte, but that might be picking up on you too there. Exhausted. Feeling financially drained, lacking viable options, recharge and regroup. But I think that's more passive. I think that's talking about you were feeling exhausted and you've done something about it, and it's just really, like, clapping you up in the spirit world about how amazing you've done to dig yourself out of the debt, because it takes a lot of discipline, you know what I mean? Like, I'm no, I wish I could celebrate alongside you there. For a while I was like, I'd cleared everything, and then it's like kind of not like that now. But because I've managed to do it before, I know I can do it again. So um, gambling, yeah, well, it's not quite that with me, but what? So I think this is going to be about taking a risk rather than literal. But excessive gambling can have dangerous consequences. Don't risk too much. But again, sometimes I take this to mean the opposite. Do risk too much. I think that is about applying for whatever you've applied for, or if you've already applied for it, it's a good idea. Um, because it's like real season, it's about taking a risk, following your heart. It's like, fuck it, go for it. You know what I mean? What you got to lose? Duality. Do not forget about the dual nature of people. Don't lose your vigilance, but just be aware of, yeah, just be aware of. I always bring stuff. I'm always, like I said, I know I say the same thing, but I'm always that person for you and for everyone on here. It's like, just be vigilant. Not everything is worth getting involved with, and not everybody is trustworthy. But I know that you're very vigilant anyway, so just be mindful. But yeah, look, I love it. Sweet success. It's not difficult to get everything you want and enjoy it, get what you want. I love that, right? Because that is very much what I'm here to do for people, right? Whether it is on the channel like this or in the membership or in personal sessions, like if you've got that kind of mindset where, well, this doesn't happen for me, everything great happens to everyone else, doesn't happen for me, like you just need to get deep down into those subconscious beliefs and clear that energy. And it is possible. You know what I mean? You can change your habits, you can change your beliefs. And again, with how determined you've been, you're a really good example of that. You know what I mean? Like, so, but just saying that for other people, yeah, look, and they're just saying success, success, success. The cycle is over. I feel the cycle of lack for you is over. It's time for you to make a change, rebirth. It's time to say goodbye. Success. Like it's time to say goodbye to dragon. It feels like that kind of, it's not dragging your heels. It's like a dragon kind of, oh, when is like, you know, things going to sort of take off for me? And it's like now, if you want it to be now. Success, choosing the right direction and actively overcoming difficulties. You're on the right track. That's amazing because your other card said you're on the right track. Oh, I love it. Right, and then we'll finish with some fairy cards because the alarm went off a while ago. I just ignored it. Right, so as I do. So like I said, if anybody else wants something similar to Charlotte, you know, either the 15-minute one that I just done or 30-minute, again, you know, I'll pull some energy out from fucking somewhere if somebody wants to. I would though, because it passes quickly. Or you know, 5-minute one, or that is a beautiful message. I'm glad that reached you. Or um, or like I said, if you didn't, if you use, yeah, you know what I mean. You can make just donations, and I'll pull you a couple of cards as well. And thank you, Charlotte. Let's see what have we got. Letting go, and I feel it's like let it. Oh, look, sexuality. So, oh look, parenting and children, and we're just saying about the single parent thing. So look at that. I'm not being funny, but how much more confirmation do you need? Oh wow, look at this, right? That is just reiterating that. And also, Charlotte, you just got Aphrodite in the membership, and now you've got sexuality. There's a lot of sexual energy about, a lot of creative energy. So, parenting and children, problem resolved. I mean, considering these cards were lost through there, how specific is that? You're solving a problem for parents and their children. That's blown. That's kind of blown me away. Problem solved, parent and the children. Like that's nuts. Love it. Right, I'm going to read the letting go card because I want to see what that says. So, you aren't receiving positive results because you're struggling too much to solve the problem. By letting go, you're opening yourself up to a miraculous solution. So again, you'll know how this resonates. It could be that that is how you felt in the past, and now you've overcome that, or you'll know whether it still resonates. Problems are caused by human thinking and action. That's why problems aren't solved by additional human thinking and action. Eh? Oh, problems are caused by human thinking and action. That's why problems aren't solved by additional human thinking and action. All right, I can see why this is going to be relevant to other people listening to this too. By drawing this card, you're being asked to stop the human struggle. Stop thinking about the problem, since a focus on negativity can manifest even more negativity. That is literally what I just said about the subconscious mind. And so, just you know, so that everyone knows this, anyone watching this, if you weren't aware, I'm a hypnotherapist as well. So you know, if you really do struggle with like, you know, just I don't know, thinking nothing good's ever going to happen to you, or you know, money beliefs and it really anything, you know, gambling, anything that's come out here, then like, you know, addictions, blah, 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 blah. Then if I resonate, get in touch and we can do something about it. Say aloud or silently, I'm willing to surrender this situation to my creator right now. Your first card was surrender. By affirming this statement, heaven is able to intervene on your behalf. You will instantly feel relief and will be gratified to see how easily and naturally the situation resolves itself. The affirmation: I'm willing to surrender this situation to my creator right now. When I let go, everything turns out perfectly. And along with those cards that are really specific, right? The one behind that is creative expression. There's just like so much confirmation to, you know, to definitely do that again this year. But to It's like, I remember, yeah, remember the things that I said when we spoke one-on-one, that there was like loads of things you could do that. But yeah, love it. Hope that served you, sending all that healing your way. Um, right, so if nobody else wants one of them, I will carry on with the collective energy. But yeah, if anyone does want any of the lengths of that, or like I said, if you just make any type of donation, I'll pull you a couple of cards as well. And can I just give you a wee wink, wink, nudge, nudge? It is wise to do something tonight because it's the Lionsgate portal and because it is about abundance. My intention is always that if people give to the channel in any type of way, to that you receive back tenfold, and you get for your kindness and that, and for supporting me and supporting the channel and the community and everything. So just saying, if there was going to be a day, today's a good day. But right, let's see. So what did let's go with the one, one for divine. Did I pull one of them already? Nah, I didn't pull one of these already for the collective, did I? Right, let's pull one of these for the collective. Listen to her. Her healing is real. Thank you, Renee. Yes, so don't worry, Renee. I'm not going to go too much into your stuff. But what I will say is, because on one of the last lives, I was saying that we were tracking like when it was going to be 3 weeks from the last time, like me and Renee had a session, and it does seem like Renee got all this energy back. Like, I don't know if it was 3 weeks to the day, because I think it's now 4 weeks ago. We were just working out there, but yeah, it's real basically. For people that don't know it, it's real. You know, like yes, right enough. Well, I more associate intentions with the new moon myself, but it's the yes, the full moons do do anything that you feel called to do. Um, was it so? It was 3 weeks on the dot. Did you look? All right, yeah, that's what it usually is. You see, it's all this, especially if you didn't have a lot of energy, right? Just track after you have that session with me how that's what song's that? Like how your energy shifts. Proud of your boy. I've no idea what that is, but that's what the song's called. So it's from Aladdin. What? It's on Now Disney. Oh my god, I'm gonna love this, haven't I? It's Now Disney Classics. Oh my god. Oh my god. Will we change the channel or will we? I'm recording that, guys. It's for my nieces. It's not for me. um. Wow. I knew it, right, guys. I knew that was going to happen. So because this would have been the time when I was holding the Lionsgate portal event, what is happening is very much what I thought would happen, and they just want it to be for everyone in public, right? So that's fine by me, as long as we put out the prayers for me that my abundance comes back in some kind of different way for doing this. But look at that. As that song's just come on, Proud of Your Boy, I've pulled Healing the Divine Masculine, Osiris Rises. I'm sorry, but whatever was the thumbnail before that I fiddled about for 10 minutes, that's the new thumbnail. But the thumbnail was quite good, wasn't it? Shit. That's annoying. It was that other one that I've now lost it. I think that needs to be the thumbnail. So where's Dance to the Planet? I want Dance to the Planets too. Oh, there it is. Yeah. This Dance of the Planets. That. See, it's divine timing. It's written in the stars for the masculine to rise. I don't know if the wording shows up. If the wording doesn't show up, that's exciting. So everyone's masculine. It's not all of you if you are the masculine, but it's some, and that's exciting. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm the divine masculine. Yeah, and that's relevant to what I was just saying about Renee. Yes. I started feeling it, got off the couch and really started moving. Well, I'll release with the intention of bringing in abundance. Yes, bring in the abundance. But it's true, like when you do clear a lot of trauma, you do make space for abundance. And I've just opened it up at the book. Right. So healing the divine masculine. So I always feel like when I pull out a card like this, oh wow, I'm crying right now and I don't know why. Oh, Nathan, crying with joy or crying with release or crying with this is what I'm saying, like, it's I don't know, only you know, but that things like that don't surprise me because whether I'm doing this in public or in like, if this was going to be a more private circle, it's the healing that comes through it is very strong, you know what I mean? Like it even if it wasn't the Lionsgate portal, but because it's the Lionsgate portal, and for you specifically, because you're surrounded by a lot of women right now, you know what I mean? Not only women talking, but a lot of women watching. I was just saying in the membership, like, you know, I feel Mary Magdalene Sacred Marriage came out for me because that is a part of my divine purpose is to work with Mary Magdalene. And I know you feel very connected to that energy as well, Nathan. But it's like, because of the specific wording in that guidebook, it talks about, circles and that. And that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm being really called to like, to hold these groups because it brings so much healing. Just when women connect. It's like a lot of my reviews you'll see. Well, and after this, when I finish, I'll probably just copy and paste what I've been putting on other videos. So it's like, whenever because I'm getting all the signs and I've been getting them for, all of this year to get back to that, I have to sort of act on it because I don't always feel like it, to be honest. Like, I've always got some type of membership on, but I don't know. It's just, but yeah, anyway, but they're not bad tears, Renee. Tears are just streaming down my face. I bet you it is because of that the feminine energy, you know what I mean, that's surrounding you. So there you go. It's time for you to rise. I really feel Mary coming out in me, the balance, like I said earlier. Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Love it. Right, so Osiris rises. The divine masculine within men and women is the energy that allows for protection, discernment, healing, and a sense of deep safety and holding, even through the most uncomfortable circumstances of life. When the masculine within us is healthy and strong, we have an inner strength to hold ourselves through anything. Your inner masculine is going through healing right now, growing stronger in his ability to offer you inner protection and stability, so that your inner feminine can blossom with her creative expression. Hello, Synchronicity Central. Charlotte's card, the last one, said creative expression. And also, with what I was pointing out there, was that is so needed, right? For people to have like that kind of just that lovely gesture of, well, who's giving the mum the present when they're the one that's like running about getting all the stuff ready for their kids if there's if they've not got support of like a man there, you know what I mean, or a partner. So even I could see how that even ties in with some of the personal stuff there. Okay, so the inner, but again, so this is going to talk about your inner masculine and feminine, like what I talk about on every single video that I do. I can't separate it. If you're new, I'm always reading for the masculine, reading for the feminine within us. But this can also talk about you as the masculine and your divine feminine, or you as the divine feminine and your divine masculine. So the inner masculine and inner feminine need each other. When they are in good inner relationship with us, we feel like healthy, whole human beings. And that's why you can feel like you're missing like an arm or something when you're not with your twin, when you're awakened to it. It's like something just doesn't feel right. We are able to live ourselves in the world in a relatively peaceful, creative, and enjoyable way. When there is a damage to the inner masculine, there's difficulty in standing up for our truths and knowing what our truths and values are, and in knowing how to protect them without feeling as though we have to fight constantly just to be allowed to be ourselves. And again, that is why a lot of divine masculine males in particular, but males and females, mask who they are, like hide who they really are. Because it's like, oh, I have to protect myself, I have to, defend myself. Whereas when you're with the right person, actually, like, so I'm going to, sorry, again, remember, it can be really hard to be so PC in these times. I just have to own that, right? So I'm always really polite and respectful about it. But for the purposes of teaching, it's going to be a lot easier for me to just be like man and woman here. but it's like a man softens with the right woman. You know, it's just true. So you might have some big sort of like really uber masculine man that's like all kind of like giving it the bigger and that around everyone else, and then that's fine to still be like that. And then when you close the door and when you're with your the right woman, you know, they might be like, you know, turn to mush. And it's kind of like, and it's not like that with everyone, but it's quite a good sign, you know what I mean? It's like I've seen me glimpses of that. It's like when I watched Love Island, that's the nice things of that I watched. That, you know, like when that guy was crying and actually the ones that won, you know, he just said I love you, and I feel it was all genuine, you know what I mean? Whereas a lot of it's fake, but it's you change for the, you know what I mean? Like again, I keep quoting it, and I said I wasn't going to talk about Love Island, but it just popped in my head. I just love what he said. I've learned that, you know, when you don't let pride and ego get in your way, it can bring about one of the most amazing things in your life. You know what I mean? Because if he'd let pride and ego get in his way, he wouldn't have forgiven the girl, and they wouldn't have just won 50 grand. I mean, there's that bonus too. So there's more about abundance, but it's more the fact that you know that's why they won, because people have been like, "Oh, right, it's genuine," you know, because she actually did get turned, got pulled away, learned the hard way, and then returned to him. And it didn't look like it. You know, you can tell when it's like, oh, second best. It's not that she was being manipulated by the other guy. He was good at it, you know. And so I really do feel, in with that example, like I said the other day, I feel Tony in that case, that girl that got pulled away, is like the masculine. When the masculine gets pulled away, manipulated by the karmic energies, it's not because they're the better option. It's because they're used to be manipulated, and you know what I mean. And this divine feminine doesn't manipulate their own divine masculine. If they do, it's not your it's not your feminine usually. So there's a lot that came up with that. So where did I get to here? We might also feel that unless others see as we do, we have no power, and then have to fight to dominate others, manipulating them to the point of view. So again, I hadn't even saw that I was going to say that bit, but yeah, that's the point. You know, that's when you know if you're a man in I don't know, would it work? Yeah, it would work the same way with anyone. Let's just say anyone in a relationship, and you feel like you're having to really protect your energy and box clever and all that. It's like I got pulled to a fox when I was shutting the curtains last night after I finished. I think it was just last night or the night before. No, it was last night. I saw a wee fox. It was like creeping about, running across the road, and I nearly posted about it. I couldn't be arsed. And it was like, you know, it must have been after I posted. But the point is the fox was cunning, you know, and it's like if you're having to be like that, you're with the wrong person. You know what I mean? I don't know who's needing to hear that, but it's really coming through. The inner masculine part of us often needs so that he can fulfill his divine purpose of inner strength, protection, and honouring of the self and all of its uniqueness. Uniqueness is the full moon in Aquarius. So that we can live as free, strong individuals that know who they are and are happy to just love and be that person and allow others to do the same. This will happen at any time. He's asked to hold even more consciousness, like at the Lionsgate portal, and the full moon in Aquarius, because that is awakening. This is, again, like I'd said in the video for today, this is like that, the Lemurian one. This is prime time, spontaneous awakening energy. So be on guard if it's happened to you or your person. This will happen at any time. He's asked to hold even more consciousness, to hold permission and strength to be even more of the unique self. The masculine and feminine within us need to be in balance with each other. There's no point having a powerful feminine with unique values and strong creative force without an equally strong masculine energy that is able to act upon those unique values no matter what others may think, and take action to allow the creative force of the inner feminine to flow into the physical world. When your inner feminine is growing and desires to express her uniqueness in the world even more boldly than ever before, the inner masculine needs to grow in self-belief, self-worth, and self-confidence. So take me, for example. I've been doing this for 10 years in public. I just fucking bashed on. There wasn't any man standing behind me. I was just like, fuck it, I've got to follow my calling. I've got to do this. But it does mean that whoever my masculine is, should they want to match my energy, hopefully it doesn't seem like the impossible task. I could see how it is, but it really isn't. You know, you just got to, it's like any, you just got to break it down into small bits. But they would have to work on self-belief, self-worth, and self-confidence. So I understand that about the journey for others and for myself. And I also surrender to the fact they might be like, fuck this, I'm away at a party, you know. That's the person that I knew. But that could be the past. The song that's on now is Colors of the Wind. Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? What was the one that was just on before it though? Fuck, it was relevant, but wait a minute, I could rewind it. Feels like it was relevant. Oh, you got a friend of me. That's what it was. So you've got to be a friend to each other as well, or a best friend, so that he may take action to allow the blossoming feminine to truly be in the world whilst feeling safe, secure, and safe. Again, full moon in Aquarius. That's when you want to be feeling safe and secure. I am really praying for everybody that is out and about this weekend. It's not a safe full moon. It really isn't. It's so unpredictable. So please take that on board. I'm not being scary anyone. I'm just being serious. I had so many really rough nights out on an Aquarius full moon. I tracked it that I would just, yeah, it's not worth it. And it's just because it's a Saturday night. It's because it's tomorrow. I'm just like, God, there's going to be crazy shit. This oracle indicates your feminine self is blooming, and your masculine needs to be able to protect and honor her. Sometimes, just as Isis looked for Osiris to help put him back together when he was torn apart by hatred, fear, and jealousy of his dark brother Set, which just is symbolic of all the karmic energies, our feminine needs to help the masculine to heal, so he in turn can help her. Your masculine, yeah, because we're fucking knackered doing that, you know, especially the ones that are helping loads of other people doing it. But even if you're just someone helping your twin flame to heal energetically, it's knackering. But it's sorry, just need to chip in there. So yes, your masculine consciousness can be healed and grow stronger through his relationship to the inner feminine within you by adjusting and healing our own views of masculine energy so that our feminine is no longer willing to experience masculine energy as violent, aggressive, unfeeling, or controlling. A shift begins. So you know, if you're the feminine too, male or female, you have to make a decision as well that it's like, if once upon a time you were attracted to, like, you know, bad boys or bad guys or whatever you want to call it, or players, and you get like a wee sort of rush of excitement out of it, you've got to make a decision within yourself. I'm like, this is not what I'm attracted to. This is not what I'm here for. I couldn't really care how good looking somebody is, or giving the wink or the fucking flashing of the tidy eyes or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's not worth it. Like you know, you want. I've said this loads of times before, but it's coming again. You want, once you heal that part of you want to be able to close the door with your person and feel safe and secure and happy, have a laugh, you know, fucking walk about looking like a tramp. You know, it's like, I've said this before as well, but it's like, you know, it's, you know what I mean? You want somebody you feel comfortable with. Sometimes comfortable is going to be like, you know, got your glad rags on or whatever for the guys, you know, feeling your best, looking your best, and or like, you know, putting your sexy lingerie on or whatever, you know what I mean? And you know, and other times it's like, I just want to sit with my head up in my comfy jammies that I don't want to chuck out. And you know what I mean? It's that's my idea of true love anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's like a mixture of it all. Because anything else is too much. And that's not a lot of relationships today, if you think about it. A lot of relationships are very much like, oh, like keeping it above a certain level, and it's not real, you know. Um it's, yeah, like there's always a bit of a mask hiding who you really are. Um and that's because if you're around any of these kind of energies, like aggressive, unfeeling, controlling, or manipulative, you know what I mean, you're not going to feel safe. You need to feel safe to soften. But that's not just for a woman, that's for a man as well. Like, because remember, the man holds, this is really with everyone holds masculine and feminine energy, right? But twin flames, it's like so strongly, it's like, say like one of you is 60% masculine, the other person is like 40% feminine, and it's vice versa. So if you think about it, it's not quite 50-50, but it's like not far off it. So you've got to remember that about, if you really do feel that person's your twin flame. And again, not everybody watching this channel now or in the future, or you know, even in the past, you might not be sure about that, because I attract divine masculine energy. Could have, you know, there could be, if you've been used to being around gaslighting and confusion and manipulation, you know, you are more prone to getting confused. It's just a fact. But that is what I can help you with by sort of listening and everything. But the point is it's like, um, if you know that that is your person, it's good to keep that in mind. That it's like, you know, they're not made of stone. They're not unfeeling. And if it does appear that, there's obviously some type of trauma that's occurred that's made them shut off and not feel safe. And so it's a kind of better way to look at it. You know, I mean, it's the same with karmic energies. It doesn't matter how much of a C word somebody's been to you, because I know that a lot of that has happened to many of you that I've worked with. You've got to wonder what happened to them, you know, to be so cruel, depending on what has happened or is still happening. And you know, you can always do better by not matching somebody's energy, and that's the energies you don't want to match. Never match the karmic energies, you know, like rise above it and be the better person. You know, you can set boundaries and leave them in the dust, but don't stoop to their level. And definitely don't stoop to the level of a twin flame that's not healed, because that's hurting yourself. And you wouldn't want to hurt them anyway in any sort of way. So, because it's hurting yourself, but that's where you've got to be really on that deep level. Do you get that about this journey yet? Because if you don't, you need to keep doing the soul retrieval. And if you need support to know how important that is, that's where I come in, and we can do that in the individual sessions, which is what Renee's saying there. She's feeling the shift from it. So the divine inner feminine can then choose to relate to the divine inner masculine in a different way, to hold a different vision and different beliefs of who he is. And that's why I always stress as well, it's, you know, it can be hard, especially if you've had like a pattern of the same, if you've been in many karmic cycles, or it's been going on for years or decades in some people's cases. It can be like, this person's never going to change. I love them unconditionally, but I just accept it now. But try to accept it and release that with love, and always hold that space for like a miracle or a shift in their energy, especially around like a time like now, Lionsgate Portal, and you know, the filming Aquarius Awakening, because it's like yeah, miracles can happen. That's what I'm all about. Hold space for miracles can happen at any point. But you know, I'm all about being realistic too. But basically, you know, be willing to hold a different belief of who someone is. Because if you're always visualizing them as who they were in the past, and they might not be that person now, you know, it's going to be hard for them to manifest as this you know, part of them that is not, you know, not the way they were, you know. And there's nothing, and it's not to say that the way that some of you are now or were in the past is bad in it. It's just that you're not that person anymore. But there will be things, you know, that yeah, weren't healthy for you. You know, it really just depends what we're talking, like addictions and stuff. Like, you know, if this person had an addiction in the past, allow that, you know, keep visualizing them as this person that's stepping forward and they're not addicted to whatever it is, or all that kind of stuff. Or and equally, if this is you, man or a woman, visualize yourself as this person without the problems that you feel you've got. Or if you're not got that much confidence, visualize yourself as confident. That's what I've done. That's how I'm sitting here. Like, I used to be shy as fuck and I had no confidence. That's not me now. That ain't me now. In some circumstances, I still could retreat back into it, but not like, not massively. It's more selective, you know. If I'm quieter, I'm probably not really trusting my environment, or I'm overwhelmed with the amount of people. But it's not, you know, it's real. Like, I worked on myself. I faked it till I made it. And then that only got me so far, and then I done the work, you know. Fake it till you make it. I used to really like that saying, but I don't like so much. It could only get you so far. You can't cut corners. You have to do the work, whether you're the feminine or the masculine, especially in the twin flame journey. Like, I can always spot people out there in the public eye if they've not really done shadow integration. Do you know what I mean? Like, anyone can talk about shadow work, but have you actually done it? Do you know, like, how deep have you went? And it doesn't matter what age of person I meet, man, woman, it's, you know, I've had interesting interactions basically, where really disheartening ones too, where people are extremely intimidated when they're like, wow, you're not, you know, you're not actually talking shit, like you really can handle the darkest of the dark things. And it just, you know, it kind of basically shows somebody where they've not done the work at all or need to do more. So that can be the challenging part about being somebody that teaches about that. But again, that's why I'm saying that for me, but I'm saying that for any of you that might resonate. If you're already doing stuff similar or you want to, that's the bit you need to take on the chin. But that is why feminines that do work like what I do, we need a strong masculine. We need people that know their own minds, and they're not going to be manipulated by other people around them, and they're going to protect the fem. You know what I mean? And that's why it's kind of like, look, you know, yeah, that is like that for a reason. You know what I mean? So, but and then also it's like equally, especially if you've got something that's quite like, you know, the feminine needs to soften. So But again, it's like if somebody showed up with that, like not perfect, but if somebody was going to have my back like a best friend and be my lover and all that, I wouldn't be like, fucking ghetto Aries clear, you know what I mean? They would get the other side of me. But that's what people need to earn. You know what I mean? Like you don't just get to have that side of someone. Nobody should get that, man or woman. You shouldn't just like, and that's what I'm getting. Look, this is really coming out, but it's true. In this day and age, like things like Love Island is what. Again, I really should boycott watching it, but I do love watching it. But you know what I mean? It's think about how quickly they jump into bed with each other, and then they're already fucking doing bits and bobs more than kissing. It's like that is sickening. Like that person didn't like what they don't deserve to be that close to you. They don't deserve to get. That's why it's quite nice when you see somebody get like, no, you're not kissing me yet. You know what I mean? It's like give away the goods. It's just unattractive as well. It's called being easy. Don't be easy, guys. Anyway, so like who wants somebody that everyone can help? That's like not attractive. You know what I mean? You want to sort of hold that energy. Value yourself. It's not being up yourself, it's valuing yourself and your energy. Man or woman. So where do we get to on this? Yeah. To hold a different vision and different beliefs of who he is and what he can do and what his purpose might be, she might choose to experience him as a tender, protective, strong, discerning, and stabilizing energy. What this looks like in our life experience is a change in how we are within ourselves and with others, and how we move and live and experience the world. We have more of a willingness to be kind to ourselves, to honour our feelings, and not to be bullied into stepping away from our truths by others or even by our own self doubt or self criticism. It is an inner commitment to love and honour the self and inner trust in this commitment. So when feeling arises to try something new creatively or spiritually, for example, there's trust that there will be respected and acted upon, and it is. When the healing of this relationship begins to occur within us, our relationships also change and flow into a healthier expression. We begin to feel safe, protected, and strong enough to take risks and live bold, expressive, truthful, and creative life with more energy and passion. Hello, Leo season. That's what that is. This oracle guides you to realize that your inner masculine could benefit from some restoration and healing after being ravaged by expectations that, in order to be acceptable, he should never feel anything. So, this very much is sounding like this is a group of masculines that have been around energies, karmic energies that have dented their self worth, their confidence, and whatever else would apply here. You know what I mean? So you've got to, like I said, the example I gave a few days ago of I remember a session I done. I mean, this is loads of, in fact, I'm getting flooded with loads of sessions where it's been men of all ages that have had this, but in general, like the damage that a toxic woman can do to somebody, even if you're not even with them for very long. You've no idea the dent that can leave on a guy, and they might not talk about it. Do you know what I mean? So if you are a guy out there, whatever age, and that's happened, there are things you can do. I can clear that energy, but you have to be open to receive, and you'd have to put your pride and ego aside to book the session. Basically, let's face it. Whether you're a man or a woman, but it's worth it. You know what I mean? Because there is damage that's done when you're around someone like that, or like equally, like if a man does that to a woman, it's what I mean. It's very real. That he should always be dominant, and that the most violent and aggressive alpha masculine behaviors are to be respected. If you're already working on this aspect of your own healing, you're encouraged by this oracle that it is working and to stay with the process. And again, that's why I stress like what I just said. Are you kidding me? Go the Distance just came on from Hercules. I can't remember exactly how that goes. Is that the one that's like, I will find my way, I will go the distance, I know every mile will be worth my while. Okay, it seems I did just pull that out my subconscious from my childhood. I'm sure it is like that. Yeah, wait a minute. Can you hear that? You can't hear that, can you? I know every. yeah, anyway, I loved that when I was wee. I want to see that. I wonder if I'm going to get that on eBay or something. My nieces would like that. But it was very relevant to what I was saying. It's worth going the distance. Like it's worth it because again, it's worth putting the work in. That is the journey. That is the true twin flame journey. The masculines at first will put the work in. Oh, good. We'll put the work in, thinking it's for the feminine, and then realize, wait a minute, I need to do this for me, like to be a better person for me. And then you know what I mean. Like, I know that's not the case for everyone. It's a little bit different if you're the female masculine energy, you know. But it's really ultimately though, it's like you need like you need to follow your sacred calling and your purpose, or really it's what lights you up, because that can sound a bit serious. Like I can only speak from, well, I can speak from clients I've helped too, but in my experience, it was like I was just like activated like in a flash, and it was like I'd collected these cards since I was like 14, 15, and all of a sudden, like so basically, yeah, 15 years, and then it was like I was just like, right, boom, here we go, you know what I mean, and doing my thing, and yeah, I was just guided to do it. Whereas other people, it might be a bit more of a slow process. Like you're working. Oh, I'm scared to do it. I'm scared to do it, and then you do it. Whereas it wasn't really like that. I mean, I just fucking done it. But then it was for here, because that was Facebook. But for here that was a bigger deal. That's what I always like to point out to people. I don't know. It felt like stepping onto a bigger stage or something. I don't know. It's quite a big deal. Obviously, it isn't now because I'm just like, oh fuck it, I'll just chuck it on. So you're encouraged to empower your masculine energy, seeing it as tender, protective, containing, strong, and aware. You're also encouraged to continually choose to let go of behaviours that cast the masculine as a perpetrator or dominating. Use your inner feminine courage, trust, and determination to avoid castrating the masculine by considering it weak, useless, or unnecessary. For healing to happen, and that's because that is what a lot of karmic energies will have done, with a lot of sessions I've helped men, and and it's not always romantic, it could even be family, or like mums or siblings or whatever, or dads that have treated you like that, you know what I mean. So like adding to make you feel unworthy. So it's a lot of stuff that people need to heal. For healing to happen, both masculine and feminine, we must be prepared to let go of feelings of victimization, domination, disappointment, and dissatisfaction, and do sometimes challenging inner work of learning to relate to the masculine and feminine energy with a completely different approach. This can be enough to set healing in motion. It takes persistence, determination, patience, and application for the damaged masculine within us and outside of us to be restored to glory. But with Isis to help, great healing miracles are made possible. Notice I just said about the miracle stuff, and then, or did I do that during this? I think I've done it before this. Once the masculine begins to gain strength and be empowered to express itself in a less cliched and more authentic way, that's a polite way of saying dropping the bullshit, we gain the wisdom and power of honouring in boundaries. We learn how to respect and be respectful without losing power or becoming servile. We learn how to serve others from a place of empowerment and peace, and we learn how to cut through manipulations and posturing in the world of relationships straight to the truth of the matter. Masculine and feminine energies can do what they are ultimately destined to do, which is unite in love to create harmony, bliss, and the peaceful fulfillment of inner wholeness. Love it. Right. Oh, there's a wee. Will I do that? Right, I'll read this now. So, this is a wee sort of meditation ritual thing. So, did I read all of these? Thank Goddess for this right now. This cup of tea, I can't go outside right now as I'm too fatigued to go outside to ground. So this tea is really helping. Good. Anything can happen. Oh, that anything can happen. So a candle is helpful for this ritual. So if you haven't got an actual candle, or you don't want to do that right now, if you're a bit sleepier, that. Oh, wait a minute, my candles actually went out. I will grab another one from over here. Then we'll use this candle for all of us, or light an energetic candle. So you may like to find a space where you can make some noise and not be disturbed or disturb others if possible. Make some noise? What is this all about? Light your candle and then stand. Oh no, fuck! I can't be arsed. Right, so I'll read it for anyone that wants to do it. I'm not doing it, so it's like it's getting up and doing a whole load of shit. So I'll light the candle though. There you go. I'll light the candle for nobody that's got one. So there we go. Candle is lit. You do what you want to do, boo. I'll read it. Light your candle and then stand with your 2 feet hip width apart and firmly planted on the ground, with your arms resting by your sides and your knees lightly bent. Gently lift and place your right foot down on the ground again, and repeat this lifting and placing of the foot on the left side. Really feel where your feet connect with the ground. Half close your eyes and focus on your candle, continuing to lift and place your feet on the ground. One side followed by the other side for several more repetitions until you feel strong awareness of your connection to the ground. Next, lift your arms above your head, elbows slightly bent, and face your palms towards the sky. Imagine you can feel the connection of your hands to the sky and then lower them down by your side. Repeat this several times, gazing at your candle. You can change it about, just do what resonates. Or you can just listen. It's raise your hands up to the sky and push your feet into the earth. Keep your awareness on your candle and say, from the sky I am strong, from the earth I am strong. Then place your hands on your belly, still pushing your feet into the earth, and say, from my belly I am strong. And finally touch your heart lightly with one hand, allowing the other to remain on your belly, and saying, from my heart I am strong. Then focus on your heart and say, I am healed within. My strength and love are balanced within. The divine masculine and divine feminine within me are in perfect healing flow now. So be it. Finish the practice with the incantation below and then extinguish your candle. Well, I'm not going to extinguish the candle because I like to light that to carry the energy. So I will do it at the end. So, right. Man of power, man of fire, man who liberates heart's desire, man within and man without, man stronger than fear or doubt, father, warrior, leader, lover, protector, hunter, teacher, brother, man divine, man of love, man of the earth, man of heaven above. Your strength, my strength, your power, my power, your love, my love, integrity, honor, compassion, protection, tenderness, stability, passionate attention, man divine, man of love, man of the earth, man of heaven above. Love it. So yes, we are proud of our masculines that have done the work, doing the work, or have yet to set on the journey of doing the work. Either way, it's worth it, and you're doing it for you. And that goes for the women, your masculine energy, protecting your energy, and just be mindful of what I said about recognize when it's safe to soften for the right one. Because Lord knows there's a lot of ones that aren't the right one out there. Right. Let's get some of these for the collective message. Right, so I'll put what will make me remember, I'll put it there. In fact, I want to go to these cards. Oh my god, I'm a wee bit tired, guys. And I'm feeling the chocolate again, I'm not gonna lie. I was telling the girls in the membership, I've had those Ferrero Rocher in the cupboard for a couple of months now. Remember when it was my mum had got them for an elderly family member and she couldn't have them. I don't know why my mum thought the woman that was like 90 odd could have Ferrero Rocher when she was unwell in hospital, but none of my business. I took them gratefully. I think she normally could have stuff like that, but not, she's out now in that, I think. So, but anyway, I did dig into them last night. I don't regret it. I had 2 last night, I had 2 today. So I don't know about, okay, I'm going to do it. It's the weekend. I'll get back to it next week. And I will. That's the thing. I'm not one of those people that says I'm going to do that. I will. Those eyes on that card are intense. Oh, what one? The oh god, they are. Yeah, the ones behind. Yeah. Actually, his eyes are fucking scary too. I wouldn't they like to meet either of them on a bloody Aquarius full moon night, would you? Yeah. Right. Let's just see. So I want to see if like Isis comes out or there's not an Osiris in this deck, it's quite annoying. But let's see if Isis comes out for the masculine or the feminine or Mary Magdalene or Jesus, because Jesus came out for today's one. I love a Ferrero. I know who doesn't. I love a Ferrero Rocher. I had a brownie for breakfast. Brownies are my favourite too. I've not had. I don't think I've had a brownie for like I don't know about years. That can that's absolute bullshit. I would have. Well, maybe not this year. I'm saying it's bullshit because I used to like this was such. I'm going to confess now, right? It's the full moon. I'm confessing. I used to be in a really bad habit of ordering a fry up from Tesco. Um, calorific, right? I was actually, I would say I was addicted. That's the weird addictions I get. It's like a shopping addiction, but it was like, yeah. And then I'd be like, oh, I deserve it because I've been working hard. But it's like, I ended up suffering because it's like, wait a minute, all of these have really added up. But anyway, long story short, whenever I got that, like sometimes I would get a brownie, like they've got like they've only got a few, they've always got the same things, and it was like I'd get a brownie from there, and it was quite nice. I miss it, but I've not done that. I can't even remember the last time I've done that. I think it was, I think the last time I'd done that was January or something. Yeah, I can't remember. I might be, it might have, yeah, I can't remember. It's been a long time anyway, so that feels quite good for me because it's too much money as well to do that. But I think I stopped doing it as well because it got nut. It was already, it is expensive to do that though, I'm not gonna lie. But it's because I wouldn't have the stuff in because I'm like, oh, I don't eat like that. And then I want, so it's anyway. I had 2 weeks without having bacon because I'd worked out that it'll be bacon that was really not very good for it's. I've been in denial for several years that bacon was not good for me. I would argue till I was blue in the face. It's like, no, it's protein. It's but it is processed. So, but I hadn't had it for about 2 or 3 weeks until when I was looking after my nieces and my sister's boyfriend was like, he brought sausages and bacon. I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to eat that now. So, but there's a wee bit of boring chat from me, but we've all got our things. Right. I love bacon. I'm not like banning it altogether. I mean, for fuck's sake, I've been off coffee now. I've been off coffee now. By the time it gets to Christmas, that'll be a year. Like, I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of anyone else if they've done the same. And again, you don't need to. It's not like, I will go back to coffee again. It's just when you get to this age with hormone stuff and that, I just don't. And even like ADHD, if you can do it, it's probably good to stick at it. Because I can drink tea without milk and like normal tea bags without milk. Once upon a time, I would never have been. I've been able to do that for years. So. And then, I even like herbal teas now. Remember, I used to say how boring it was. They are still boring, but I've managed to just like convince myself it's not boring. But I wouldn't make myself miserable with it. That's what I mean. Like I will. I don't know. I'll go back to coffees, but I don't feel guided to yet. Ancestor spirit, connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed. Now, look what I was just saying. So, and the thing is, that's not even a joke. That is a family. I wouldn't call it a family wound, but it's a family pattern. Because since I've been wee, the first thing a lot of people's mums will do is like my mum. Like I associate coffee with my mum, so it's quite comforting actually. Now that I think of it, um, but like yeah, like whenever I fast or that, my mum's like, I could never do that. Do you know what I mean? Like my mum would just never go like my mum would never even go half a day without food, let alone like a whole day or a couple of days. But that's because she's that generation. But she's like she supports me when I'm doing it, like you know what I mean. But it's yeah, she wouldn't do that herself. And it's like, but that is a family pattern, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, nah, coffee isn't really good for me. So but I didn't just eliminate coffee. Like I went decaf first for a while, and because I don't notice the difference in the taste, and then I built up to that for quite a while. Just like when I fasted, I done juice cleanse. I was doing juice cleanses like 10 or more, probably more years ago than that. Maybe even like maybe like 15 years ago, actually, whenever it was, I would do like juice cleanses and that, and then I built up to doing these big fasts. So, and now I'm actually kind of going back to like I've experimented this for near about 2.5 years now with fasting. And again, I don't do it for the weight release. I do it for the, the mental clarity and the benefits in that way. But again, I'm not going to lie, it would be quite good if it benefited in that way. But it gets a bit confusing when you've got people that are saying like, about getting all your protein in and doing this, that, and that. And then you've got this other trend. I'm getting people in my algorithm that are like, I eat what I want and I eat in moderation. And that's like, you're just like, what's right? And what is right is doing what is right for you. So I basically take bits, that's like anything. I take bits and bobs of whatever resonates and make it my own. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, I eat so healthy the majority of the time that if I'm really, really craving a bit of chocolate or ice cream or something, I allow myself to have it because it's not like, oh, every other week. It's like literally like once in the month or something, or maybe twice like that. So I'm being serious when it's like it's not. I know I can do that, but actually, there's nothing wrong if you want to have a wee bit of chocolate every night. It would just be quite good if you kind of went with dark chocolate or something. Or, but people are going to do what they're going to do. All I know is I've went through the phase of sitting eating chocolate every night. That's also a family wound because my mum also loves their chocolate. My mum and my dad love their chocolate, but you know what I mean? Like it is kind of nuts because it was only in January I was doing that. Like I was sitting at night eating like bags of crisps and like, tons of chocolate and just junk food, you know what I mean? And I had fun doing it. And then I got sick of it and I was like, nah, I've had enough of this. So I'm just sharing that in case people don't realize that, we go through different cycles. Like your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connection between all things, soul expansion. So there's a soul expansion happening for the masculine. That's really backing up everything that's come through. Sorry, I'm going to get back to reading these now. I've been tracking my food for the last 17 days. I've tracked my calories before, so it's all new for me, but I'm proud for you. Yes, well done, Charlotte. Yeah, I've been doing that for the past few months, and it is worthwhile because another thing that I'd advise for people if they're interested is it's totally shocking like when you actually get into weighing your food. Like, you know what I mean? Like just yeah. So I'm quite obsessive about that, to be honest. But I've kind of actually the last maybe like this week I kind of teetered off and I haven't been doing it as much. But yeah, it's I've been quite strict about using my fitness pal to track it all. Once I've built that habit, I'll be looking to making changes to my foods rather than trying to do it all. Yeah, so see, that's hello, Kiki. That's good. What you're doing is that's the same order that I've followed. So that's a great way to do it. You know what I mean? And if when it becomes like too much of a chore, like it's because I was just trying to like release a bit of weight, so I felt all right, like going out. But I'm like now I'm just like, look, I'm unlikely to, I will have lost some sort of weight. Well, I might not have though, to be honest, because I've been trying. But I'll still have fun. I love myself unconditionally, exactly as I am right now. That's fine. And I tried on a dress today, and it looked good, so I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, that's fine. I'll drink herbal tea when I'm out, like red tent, because everyone's drinking them. But I definitely like a mint tea every now and again whenever I'm. Yeah, I like the apple, but I think it's the baoboa tree or something. The apple ones, the twinings, they're nice. And Earl Grey, I just love Earl Grey. But no, sorry, not Earl Grey. Lady, I don't like Earl Grey. My dad drinks that. Lady Grey with the orange bits. You can't get them when you're out. Like the man in the when I was at the hotel, it was quite funny. When I was going for the breakfast, I was looking at like there was like all these different flavors of tea bags, and I'm looking at like, fuck's sake, why have they not just got a Lady Grey? And he was like, "Are you trying to decide what one to have?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think in the end, I'm just going to go with normal tea." Like, just grabbed a normal tea bag, but like I said, I do like all the other flavors and that too. But and actually, more recently as well, I was missing just normal tea with milk, which I don't need to, but it's quite handy. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Depends what mood I'm in, really. But what I couldn't do is if someone accidentally put sugar in my tea, I couldn't drink it. I'm very polite, but I'd have to be like, "Look, I'm really sorry, I can't. Like, no way." Um, I'd like to get back to celery juicing, but definitely when I'm home in the morning. Oh my God, Charlotte, I have had celery. I've got basically. I'm surprised my mum didn't give me a row when she was round and putting something in the fridge. I've had celery sitting there for too long. Basically, it needs to go in the bin. The intention was there, but it's just not. Yeah, I don't. I'm just trying to think. I think I've only juiced the celery like twice this year, so I just. But it does work, guys. If you can juice it, it really helps. I've got a recipe for cupcakes with Lady Grey tea bags there. What? My God, you need to share that shit with me. I don't know how. That sounds very interesting. I don't know how that would. Hmm. Oh, look, there's my man. But quite literally, it's quite funny. It's not my one, is it? But look, it's like it is quite funny. That looks like someone I know. Saint Germain, karma releasing, move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. The violet flame is very strong at this time. Divine healing. Honor your sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. That's funny. True though. Hope. Love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose love and thoughts. Oh dear. Right. So let's see. What have we got from this deck? Looking. Oh, look, there's eyes again. Have an eye for beauty and uncover hidden charms. Seek and you will find. Right, let's build a wee story with these. What else have we got? Like, what else is in it, Charlotte? It's quite interesting. So do you drink Lady Grey as well then? Winning. Sooner or later, luck comes to everyone. Don't spend everything at once. So there we go. There's more about money coming in. Love affair. What's that one again? Beware, love affairs at work rarely work well. Don't lose your mind. So I kind of always just take that to mean there's like a hot love affair coming, you know what I mean? So I would always put it out there that's a kind of hot love affair where you're not doing anything wrong to, like, if you've got partners, don't be doing that, you know? Just, but take it as it resonates. It says love affair. Wealth, you are moving towards real wealth and prosperity. Keep up the great work. Yeah, this is because it says, like, seek and you will find. Sooner or later, luck comes to everyone. There's no such thing as luck. You've prepared for it, and the opportunities arising for this union, and your divine inheritance comes in because that was the shorts that came through for today was the one that did you see that I said that in the community tab? Like that was kind of nuts. Like so I didn't like when I took a picture of the cloud because it looked like a heart and it doesn't look like a heart at all, like when you look at the photo. But I didn't notice at all that I'd caught like a bumblebee mid-flight. I thought, what the fuck's that? Is that flying? I was, oh my God, it's a bee. And I was like, wait a minute, bees are about like abundance and they're very Egyptian. And of course, if you've seen Jupiter ascending, it always reminds me of that because there's the scene when all the bees are flying around her because she's meant to be like, somebody important and she doesn't realize, like, royalty. Um, and and then I just thought that was so nuts that I posted that about the bee and then nearly wrote about Jupiter ascending, but I didn't mention it because I mention it whenever I see bees and it's like I was tired and I didn't write it, but I thought it. And then I watched the shorts and saw that I'd said that, and I literally mentioned, I basically spoke about a bee and I spoke about it, and I was like, it's not nuts because whenever I see bees, that's what makes me think of. And actually, once I had a personal reading and they mentioned it too, so that was kind of nuts too. But I suppose it's like if you've seen it, you might associate, but it was in the context. It was kind of amazing that synchronicity, but I just thought that was nuts because to what I'm meaning is I filmed that like say 10. I don't know if it was a week ago or 10 days ago, but even if it was 4 days ago, I filmed it like a while ago. Forgot what I've said. I hadn't watched it. Then I've said something about a bee, and then I go to see what I said for the day that we've carried that live into it, and I'm speaking about a bee. What are the chances of that? You know what I mean? It's because it really is past, present, future. It's all happening simultaneously. And the guides and God know that that's going to happen however many days or a week from when I channeled that message, that they made that synchronicity happen. It's that stuff never bores me. It's fascinating. Perfect fit. Finding the right path, the fit with the soul, the ideal job. You're meant to be here. But I think that's about you're meant to be here with your person. You're meant to be wealthy. You're meant to be winning. You're allowed to have it all. Like it's not like if you don't need to sacrifice anymore. It reminds me of that card in that other deck that's like you don't need to sacrifice karma for and karma releasing. You can just be happy with your person. Dreams come true. You will get what you have long desired. Enjoy your wealth. Right. There's a lot coming through here about enjoying your wealth. Look, expression, partnership, and shed. Oh, look, it's the same message again. The same message again. I think this is people moving away from the wrong, it's moving away from the wrong things to the right things, or the wrong people to the right people. Open your heart and connect with others. Express your creative self. Partnership. Joining forces with a business partner for a win-win cooperation. Prioritize your connections and get rid of snakes. Snakes are very Egyptian too. Shedding. Reducing losses, elimination, and completing a new metamorphosis. Time to set higher goals. Spiritual work. Open your heart to a spiritual career or heal the human heart. You're a light worker or a light warrior, as I prefer. But it's like this is the divine masculines that are doing the spiritual work, been doing it or guided to do it, and it's waking up to what is not for them or not for you. Right, let's see if that karma card comes out of me mentioning it. I misremembered the Errol Grey. I was going to say because Lady Grey is more well, it's not like it is in all the supermarkets and that, but yeah, well, let me know what that is. My dad loves Errol Grey. And he loves cakes. He's always that's what I mean. He sabotages me all the time. That week my mum was away for a few days. I was like, it does that to me too. It was like I was like, I'm fucking Dad, I was like, I'm tracking everything I eat, weighing my calories, and you're like, do you want a cake? I'm like, no, I don't want a fucking cake. um that's what granddad mode is. Do you know what I mean? I would understand if the kids are there, but it's like fucking keep your fucking chocolate and your cakes. Do you know what I mean? Um, it's a normal cupcake mixture, but then you flavor some milk or something with the tea bag. Oh, I don't know if that sounds. It's faint flavor, but I really. Oh, so you've made it before? They put lavender icing on it too. Violet flame. Ah, interesting. Oh, I misread it. Yeah, I just read that bit. Yeah, yeah. Email me it because that sounds interesting. If not for me, my dad will like it. I don't know if anyone else would because I think it's just him that likes it. It's an acquired taste, Earl Grey, isn't it? It's like very flowery, is the way I would describe it. Rainbow Child, unstoppable new earth builder, multi-talented, miraculous alchemy, and portals. Oh my god, love it when we're in the Lionsgate portal. We've already got the thumbnail, or you'd be a good contender. Doorways into now, letting go of the warrior. That's when I said about, dropping your defenses. Whether you're the feminine or the masculine, it's time to drop your defenses. I'm sure that's an oracle card. I'm quoting it. I think, I actually think, oh, that was quick. You've sent it through now. Thank you. I think it is I think it is the Angels and Ancestors Kyle Grey deck. I'm sure there's Kyle Grey deck. I'm sure it's drop your defenses in that. Right. Why did I pick this up? Look, same message. Newman and Capricorn step up and lead. Right. I'm just picking up ending and shuffling now, so I think it's maybe time to go. I'll pull. Oh yeah, I'll read the Journey of Love cards and then I'll get off. Just kind of tidying up as I go. I wonder if I should pull. Right, we'll pull one of these. What Mary Magdalene? Seeing as I pulled Mary Magdalene for me in the membership, let's see what we got. It's more about abundance. This is what I mean. Like, see if we had done this, on the Zoom, I would have been more high energy. But as it stood, I said that in the membership anyway, it totally wasn't meant to be, right? I could tell it wasn't meant to be because I'm up for doing this, but I would have wanted to have been, they would have basically made me be in higher energy, but it wasn't the right timing. So it was meant to be on here. And it's obviously because, and again, I always kind of feel it makes sense. It's like, for those of you that might be a bit shy, whether you're female or male, to get in that support when you're going through the dark night soul, especially, or just on your spiritual awakening, it makes it more accessible to everyone. So, like I said, if people do want the extra, kind of hanging out in that, then you can be in the membership. But like I said, I am going to do, I don't know what, because I'll channel it in the moment, but I am going to do something on the Tuesday. I'm writing it down now. I'm writing it down to do your unlisted, and I'm writing it down to do that. But yeah, because the moon goes into Pisces on Sunday, shit, that means it's a Pisces moon on. Do you know what? I think I'll be live on Monday, but I might even pre-record something for Monday because I don't like Pisces moon. We'll just see. Um, but I'll be back Tuesday doing something anyway. Right, I'll put it here. Unlisted. And what did I just say there? I forgot already. What the fuck did I just say there? See what I mean? I forgot already. Oh yeah, that's that's why I write everything down. Membership. And yeah, and then I think I'll do a shamanic journey for everyone because I've not done one for ages. I'm just waiting until they inspire me to do it again. I haven't really been. Oh shit! I've just. Oh fuck. The anointing, transformation, abundance and growth, fruit of the vine. Right, so I'll read them both. So I think this is for the feminine and this is for the masculine, but really it can be for whoever. So it's just 42. The fruit of the vine, abundance and growth. Grapes are a symbol of fertility and wealth, also what this Lionsgate portal is about, fertility. This card signifies success in your career and business. It is also favourable for family and love aspirations. Some scholars believe grapevines represent the Davidic bloodline of Judah and its line of princes. Yeshua from the line of David and Mary Magdalene from the line of Benjamin. Years after their dynastic marriage, Mary and her offspring were taken to France for safety. There they remained hidden, and the symbol of their vine and its grapes was sometimes referred to as blue apples or pommes blues. In the 1800s, the priest Beren I can't say any of that, had a reference to the grapes of the vine carved into the pillar of the village church in Rennes-le-Château. He discovered some valuable mysteries when renovating the 6th century church. He removed the stone altar that sat upon the Visigoth columns. I don't know if I'm saying any of this right, but shit happens. One of them was hollow and held 4 wooden document tubes that were sealed and contained the parchments. These were mysteries. Archives increased wages from £6 a year to millions over his lifetime. Finding out about the grapevine or the blue apples, certainly blue again, and remember what I said about the blue energy is connected to this time. Certainly symbolised wealth and prosperity for him. Remember the grapevine depends on structural support so it can climb and reach the sun. Having the encouragement of a support group will strengthen and enhance your effort to reach your goals. Like here, yeah, fuck it, you can do it. Right, 20 or 1-to-1. I'm a good coach 1-to-1 for people too. So, right. Oh, I've opened it up at True Love Cannot Hide. Oh, wait a minute. Why am I? There we go. The anointing, transformation, infuse spirit into matter through ceremony. When done with conscious intent, ritual is powerful. Well, that's what we done last night. That's what we done tonight. In truth, that's really what I do every time I come on. But definitely when it's the Lionsgate portal, I hold more intention because it's like there's lots of other people that do not so good things at the Lionsgate portal, so it's to transmute that energy. And you become priest or priestess, evoking the divine. The anointing ceremony, oh, I'm not reading that, but let's just skip. When Mary Magdalene anointed Yeshua with fragrant holy oil, he was forever changed. This, see what I mean? That's like what I've just said about once somebody steps forward and they've been reborn and they went through the fires, release who they were and allow yourself to see them for who they are now. And that goes for both people. You know, when we're talking about twin flames, it's like if your divine feminine was one way once upon a time, they've changed and you've basically got to adjust to the new energy that you're both in. It was considered that direct contact with the divine was made through this ritual. It was a sacred promise and an act that led to transformation. Mary was the priestess to the priest, embodying the great Sophia or Shekinah and performing the ceremony as part of the sacred marriage. That, by the way, is the exact card I pulled in the membership, Sacred Marriage, Mary Magdalene. As part of the ritual, she broke the sacred alabaster jar containing the oil so it could be used for any other purpose. Christ means anointed one. Protect your altar. Yeah, it's just okay. So I'll read it. Protect your altar and ritual items by putting them in a safe place. Find an area where they'll not be mishandled by those who do not respect your journey. Oh, sorry, that was an actual important bit. And the fact that I wasn't going to read it seems symbolic. You're a priestess or priest in your own right. So yeah, that means don't tell anyone about your union that doesn't get the journey or isn't going to respect the journey or that could muddy the waters, especially in the baby phases, because fertility, meaning if it's new, you're getting to know each other again. Don't tell anyone. Right. Jesus, what you got to say to it? Judge, not that be judged. Judge not that you be not judged. Matthew 7:1. So 1st of July or 7th of January could be significant. Your heavenly Father knoweth that you have need of all these things. Matthew 6:32. Matthew coming in strong there. Right. Yeah. Now I'll pull one of these for advice and then I'll read the ones that I pulled at the start and then I will say good night and enjoy the rest of the Lionsgate portal and your weekend and your full moon in Aquarius and Mercury going direct. But that doesn't happen until Monday, so. And we'll update on the shenanigans after. You can tell me what craziness the full moon in Aquarius brought. What have we got as some guidance for the divine feminines, male and female, or the masculine feminine side? Probably going to say like rest or something. Beauty. Beauty. That's nice. Oh, look, I wasn't far off. Quiet time. Yeah, because I'm a feminine. That's what I need. So, but look at what we've been saying here too, right? It's great to like pay attention to your health and have like weight goals and all that kind of stuff and hormones and whatever else and whatever I haven't said that people are doing. But it can get quite draining too, and especially like trust me, I know for myself when you've been trying different things for a few years now and different and not with a lot of progress. But be careful, by the way, because you might think that, and like so, for instance, like especially if you're into somatic movement, which I really am, if you do that and you're consistent at it, one of these times it's like you're going to have released enough energy in your body, enough trauma, where then when you do the things that you tried before it didn't work, they will work. But that's what a lot of people miss. It's why those of you that like people, if people are like constantly like going out a run and that and not getting any progress, it's probably because it's actually trauma that's stuck in your body. And adding more cortisol is actually going to put your body into more stress. So not everything works for everyone, Like some people could go out, like when I was like 20 odd, I could go out and run and I would drop the weight like that. It ain't like that anymore. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to go out run too. I don't want to test it out, but I just know it isn't. But yeah, beauty. So I feel there's something about here is like, that feels like when I was saying that about what's important is that you have that unconditional love for yourself just however you are. So for the women, whether you're all dolled up or on one of your like the days where I like to say I'm just cutting about like a bit of a tramp, you can call it whatever you want, but a comfy day, a hair up, get what's it messy bun getting shit done, you know, all that kind of jazz. Like, try to find the beauty in both versions of yourself like that. And then for the men, same thing. Like, you know, can you feel comfortable in your skin? Like, you know, you're, I don't know, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, whatever, I can't think of analogies. Like, it's learn to love who you are. And that's a bit of a journey that people have to go on. But, oh, look, and then sexuality is behind that. There's big, strong Kundalini, Aphrodite energy in there. Right, so let's read. So I said I was going to pull one each, and I've pulled, like, well, I'm not reading all three. Well, actually, I will. I want to see what it says. So they're quite short. So this is for the divine feminines, male and female, but this can also be for the masculine's feminine side. Appreciate and amplify your natural attractiveness. Your beauty is most apparent when you're happy and satisfied. We're all attractive in our own unique way. Part of self esteem is appreciating how wonderful you truly are. Never ever put yourself down in any way. Always think loving thoughts about yourself. Wait a minute. Always think loving thoughts about your body, your face, your hair, your weight, and every inch of your physical self. Tell yourself positive affirmations daily, such as my inner light radiates through every pore and cell of my body, and everyone is attracted to my inner and outer beauty. Invest time and money in services that make you feel wonderful, such as massages, facials, manicures and pedicures, soaking in the tub, or getting a new hairstyle, or booking a session with your shaman, or getting a counsellor. Oh, look, I'm both. Or hypnotherapy. Oh, that too. Spend time in a meaningful way that makes you feel joyous, and you will glow with the attractiveness of a truly happy person. The affirmation: my inner and outer selves are radiantly attractive right now. I love my beautiful self. That reminds me of my niece. My niece is like that, right? Like, sometimes I'll just have moments when I'm looking at either of them and I'll just be like, "You're beautiful." And she just goes, "Yeah, I am." And I'm just like, never lose that. But, you know, keep an eye on it. Like, you know, it's kind of, you know, but it's so innocent, you know what I mean? Because they're beautiful. They are beautiful, and they've got the most beautiful red hair that like really captures attention. Like, it is a nightmare when you're out. It's like people stop and they're like, "Oh my God, their hair's great." But like, um, yeah, like it's lovely to see that. You know, she's an Aquarius moon actually. This is her filming. She's hilarious. Um, right, okay, so quiet time. Me and her will have fun on a night out when she's a lot older. Because if I can still dance, because we've got this exact same Venus. Remember, I've said before, ever since she was a baby, like she's 5 now, she just used to stare at me. And I worked out it's because we've got the exact same Venus at the exact same degree. Like, we just totally love each other. You know what I mean? Like, I love Mother Niece too, but it's like that. You know what I mean? It's like she just because Venus is beauty, and it's like she finds me beautiful and I find her beautiful. So it's quite funny that that's how real it is. It's because our, like, for instance, if you had that with like a friend or like a partner or something, it would be a different kind of dynamic. Because it's my niece, it's like a really lovely like auntie niece bond. But like I've got that with the two of them. Right, so quiet time, because my other niece has got an Aries moon and I've got an Aries sun. So, because remember I said when she was about 2 and I had the pink tent of, oh my God, I've had this pink tent for like 4 years. It was up in this living room and it was fucking massive. It was taken up like most of and this is a big living room, but it was like taken up the whole bit right by the window. And like, so she's 7 now, and I remember when she was about 2, I was like trying to build it and I was getting frustrated. She was like, "Come on, Claire, you can do it." Like, it's like she was like a little old soul even at that age. But yeah, I took it down. And the other day she was like, "Have you still got the pink tent?" I was like, "Look, I have still got it, but it takes a lot of effort to put it up. So I'm not saying I'm never going to put it up again, but we've done fun stuff today. I don't think we'll be putting the pink tent up today." So she's like, do you know what I mean? But I think the next time they come, it was a bit last minute. The next time they come, I'll put it up for them as a surprise. But I've got to say, I'm not missing it. It was blocking out a lot of the sunlight. It's like, and the stories of it, remember I've said the stories that like whenever people were coming to fix things, they would be like, "You got kids?" And I was like, "No, it's my nieces." But it was quite funny. Right. suppose it's because I've worked with children for like, so long as well. I'm all about children. That's the point. It's, oh yeah, look, so Leo season is children too, so it's an inner child. Right, where the fuck, there it is. You need some time alone. This is so spot on. I don't know about you, but are my feminines feeling this? You need some time alone, away from other people and environmental noises. Even a brief respite would be extremely rejuvenating for you. Yeah, because I did find that with that wee hotel stay, it was just quite nice to actually be, because I'm not sleeping in my bed just now. It was quite nice to be in a comfy bed. I did not do what my inner child asked. I didn't tidy up the mess. You'll get that if you watched last night. I will though. That's what I'll do slowly over the weekend. I don't want to go back in it yet though. I do find it comfy on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Like I will go back. Maybe I'll go back in my bed for Christmas. I don't know. Sometimes we're not even cognizant of the detrimental impact of stress in our life. We become so accustomed to living in an uproar that we're not aware when our body is telling us that it's an overload. The symptoms include illness, unusual fatigue, depression or anxiety, appetite and weight issues, addiction, sleep disorders, irritability, or the desire to withdraw from life. By drawing this card, you're being asked to honour your body and soul by spending quiet time alone as soon as possible. Okay, I'm gonna. This might mean going on a silent retreat, spending a day at the lake, beach, or in the mountains, taking a hike, or visiting a day spa. Well, I fucking tried to get a massage and they were fully booked, so you could even turn off your phone, put a do not disturb sign on your door, and take an afternoon nap. By the way, that's important because Pisces moon is Sunday. That's when I'm really like, on the weekends anyway, I don't like tend to reply back to emails and I just don't basically do work stuff. So sometimes it involves comments and that too. But it's like, not that we ever get comments, I do sometimes. But just kind of switch off a bit. Um Sign on your door, put a do not disturb sign on your door and take an afternoon nap, a long bubble bath, or read your favourite book. Regardless of the form of your quiet time takes, the fairies just ask that you keep this promise to yourself without delay. I now give myself permission to be silent within and without. My mind is quiet and I enjoy my own company. Right, we'll read sexuality too because I'm quite interested to see what it says. And then we'll do some for the masculine. Yes, happy Lionsgate to you too. I need to weigh myself again. I bet I've released more weight. Yeah, let me know. Yours is just dropping off. What's the secret? I'm like, I need to just do a session. I need to sit in front of a Zoom and do the session with myself. I love my beautiful self. Beautiful. I absolutely would love some time alone. I'm craving it desperately. Well, I hope that you get that. I put the prayer out that you get that. Can you not get your I don't like call him an ex, Charlotte, but what am I meant to call him? Can you not get your ex to take them? Right, I'm going to be open to how I get time alone. Yes, absolutely. Be open to it. Right, so your sexual self needs some attention. By drawing this card, you're urged to be honest with yourself about your sexuality and take appropriate steps. Sexuality is an important part of life, not just to our physical self, but also in our emotional and spiritual selves. The fairy realm understands the unique joy that comes from sexual experiences. It's a bit strange, but they know about the divine light that is created when you merge with a beloved partner. They understand the release that sexuality brings about. Right, I'm sorry, guys. These might be fairy cards, but I think this is talking about this is some Mercury retrograde hookups. Let's just hope this isn't hooking up with karmic people, but that's what it sounded like. Beauty, quiet time, and sexuality. Um, By drawing this card, you're being guided to heal any sexual issues that may have arisen from negative experiences. If you were ever right, okay, so it's getting a little bit trigger alert, it's getting a little bit deep here, but this is all stuff that I help people with if it arises. If you were ever sexually, I don't think I'm meant to say that word on here, but I really just don't know. But this card may signal a call for help from your inner self. You may be directed to seek professional counselling or support group to overcome negative sexual or body images issues or to heal a sexually unsatisfying relationship. Or even just, I've said this before, but like if the passion or the if the passion is gone in a relationship, and I'm not talking about like if you're with a karmic partner, sadly, I don't think there's nothing you can do about that. I think you just need to get out of it. But like if you're going through a bit of a a lull or whatever, or for if there's stuff going on, your own stuff coming up, trauma, that's really it's patience, and if you're with the right person, man or woman, they would understand. But yeah, because I work with that goddess Isis energy, it's not uncommon that the a little bit of the passion gets ignited in people's relationships. I don't know, I'm clicking my fingers when I say that, but the fairies will guide you to an appropriate resources so that you can be truly free to experience the dynamic aspects of your sexuality or have a sexual awakening. Because that's what Black Moon Lilith and Scorpio is really, the opportunity is there for that. Because Black Moon Lilith is about throwing away your inhibitions and, you know, like not seeing everything as taboo, like, you know what I mean? And that, so it's like definitely if you've got any kind of, I don't know, well, they're pulling me to tape up there, it says fragile, but if you're a bit fragile around talking about things like this because of difficult experiences, or if it's just something, a generational thing, like it's healthy to talk about sex, and kids, of age, people that are, children that are teenagers, that, like, you know what I mean? You need to talk about it in a healthy way rather than like, well, like I said about Love Island, like making it look normal that you just hop into bed with someone after you just said hi. You know what I mean? My sexual self is attractive, healthy, and able to experience great pleasure. You know what it reminds me of? I said this a few months ago, or I'm sure it was this year at some point, but I love New Girl. And remember, I was like watching that at the start, it was somewhere this year, wasn't it? Where I was binge watching it because I realised I hadn't even, I don't know, I hadn't even seen, like, I don't think it was just a bad memory. I'd stopped watching it and I loved it. But the thing that really stood out to me, although it is great and it was funny in that, I was like, and it's exactly my Friends though. Like, I was the biggest Friends fan going, and I'm not now because when you spiritually awaken and you realise the dark side of all of that, not getting into that, but you know what I mean? Like, the point is on New Girl in particular, and it's the same with Friends though. If you think about how many episodes, like there was one episode of New Girl, and it was in the one episode, and the guy had slept with like five different birds. It was just like the scenes where like someone was jumping in his bed, someone else was jumping. It was like that era. If you're kind of ages with me or whatever age you're, like it was just that, it was conditioning. Like they were conditioning you to be, oh, it's no big deal, and it's like, well, actually, it is a big deal because then you end up with a whole load of like older adults and that are kind of fucked up and like, avoidant of true intimacy and like, and kind of it's not all the reason why, but it can, there's a lot of programming in these things. It's and it scatters your energy when you're too promiscuous. Right. Okay. So, but soul retrieval can help with that. So, right. What have we got for the masculines and the feminine's masculine side? Let's see if we get any of the same ones. Like, oh, the kids don't want to go. All right, well, that is challenging then, isn't it? Is there not any kind of like after school club thing or something, or do they not like going to things like that? Or I don't know. If I lived nearby, I would babysit, but it's a wee bit far, isn't it? Happily ever after, divine masculines. So again, divine masculines, female and male, you've got to allow yourself to believe that you're worthy of a happily ever after. Love it. Divine masculine, that's what came out last night too. What else? Pick up your heels. Oh, I'll be interested to see what that says. Because I think I struggle for things to say when I see that. So rainbow codes coming in. Stand your ground. I had a feeling that was going to come out, right? It's given a masculine vibe, isn't it? Oh, okay. The four, I'm going to have to read four. Look, awakening your true self. Interesting. Right, okay, so happily ever after. Oh, I've opened it up at the book. So, a happy outcome. Oh, a happy outcome is assured. Release any anxiety and feel secure that everything is resolved in the end. There's also a card in this called Problem Resolved. This is a reassuring card, signaling that the movie you're currently starring in has a very happy ending. Situations that appear sticky are miraculously resolved. Misunderstandings are forgiven. Mistakes are forgotten. You're urged to stop worrying about the future, and your fears could be self-fulfilling in a negative way. Very important to take on board. Again, go with the positive of this and really tune into what would be a happily ever after for you. Allow yourself to dream big and quiet the voice that's telling you all the things that will go wrong. You could literally sabotage heaven's happy plan for you if your worries are excessive. So go outside in nature and ask the fairies to help you rejoice in the perfection of creation. Your joy renews your faith and ensures the happy outcome that is in store for you. That's a good one, masculines. Everything is in divine and perfect order right now. There's another right now, now, the time is now. There's lots of things. This is again and again, I feel that is about the portal, the opportunity that's open right now. Right, let's read what this kick up your heels is all about. Kick up your heels. Get shit done? What does it mean? Kick up your heels? Where is it? Oh, here it is. So, your soul longs to celebrate and have fun. The fairies urge you to call your friends and for a get together or an evening out. Oh well, look, the masculines are happily ever at. Oh look, this is probably the group of masculines that would say, look, they're getting pissed and there's Mercury retrograde calls. You just got to make sure you don't call the karmic people. Your soul longs to celebrate and have fun. The fairies urge you to call your friends for a get together or an evening out. There's always something to celebrate, and this card asks you to do so now. There's another now thing. Your soul longs for an exciting adventure such as an out of town trip, throwing a party, or kicking up your heels and going dancing. Sometimes you procrastinate when it comes to personal time outs, believing that such activities cost too much time and money, yet the benefits of celebrating are many. Getting a fresh perspective and new ideas, rekindling old friendships, and the sheer joy of entertaining yourself. And rekindling is what Mercury retrograde is all about, and this is the last weekend of it. The fairies hold celebrations regularly, sometimes on a nightly basis. Oh, the fairies are party animals. Oh, hello, Connor. How are you doing? Have you seen the moon? The moon right now? Damn. Mm, no, but I'm going to look now. I can see the light reflected. It looked like the moon. Wait a minute. Oh shit! Don't lean on your hand, Claire. That's sore. Um. Oh my God, you're right. Wow. Whoa, it's huge. Is that a supermoon? I don't think it's a supermoon. Maybe it is a supermoon. The supermoon's when it appears 15 times bigger than a normal. It does look quite, maybe it is. Thanks for that, Connor. This is quite amazing. Um, right. Um, so they know the importance of singing and dancing as part of developing a community spirit. Although you may wish that someone else would take the initiative to suggest an evening out, maybe it's time for you to take the lead and plan a special event. Affirmation: I'm spirited, playful, and fun to be with. I create ways to celebrate with my friends. I mean, so far these two are given, this group of masculines. Do you know what that's given actually? The divine feminines are in a quiet, feminine, receptive state, and the masculines are in a happy, sun, masculine energy of like fun. This is not, it's like uplifting energy. So it's definitely not all masculines that I've felt, but or something's massively shifted with it. That could be energy shifting the Lionsgate portal. That actually, wait a minute, that actually does line up with the one I done for today, the Lemurian message, because I gave that example of Limitless when the guy goes from being depressed and you know like not getting out of bed, not shaving, being depressed, and then suddenly like looking sharp, feeling sharp, he gets it on with the landlord's girlfriend. That's quite a funny scene. But you know what I mean? I think there's going to be a big shift for some people. So stand your ground and then telling the karmic people to get TF. Right. Stand your ground. It's big and yellow and beautiful, looks like a super. Yeah, it does. It really does, doesn't it? And behind, thanks for both saying you'd babysit if you were. I would though. I love kids, and especially that time when your daughter came in. That was interesting, wasn't it? She was digging the astrology chat. As a home educator, it gets more complicated, and my eldest won't go to drop off stuff. I need a Mary Poppins, yeah, or a Clary Poppins. Right, so stand your ground. The fairies ask you to make decisions based on your honest feelings. Stick to these decisions and don't allow outside influences to call you to waver. Look, masculine energies, I shuffled, and the same messages always come out here. In order to get your happily ever after, you're going to have to kick up your heels, be in your best energy, whatever you feel is going to bring you joy and having fun, and stand your ground and ignore the haters. When you're really honest with yourself, you know what your desires are, yet other people may be pressuring you to betray your true feelings. OMG at the accurateness of this. This card signifies that your original decision is valid and that you mustn't let outside influences sway you. While it's always wise to listen to the counsel of others, don't allow your own needs to be compromised. Don't be afraid to tell others where to go. No, it doesn't say that. It says, don't be afraid to tell others how you feel. You'll probably find that when you speak your truth, new solutions become apparent that allow for win-win situations. Oh, and that was one of the other cards kept saying win-win situations as well, another deck. As soon as others are aware of your true desires, they will help you find a way to manifest them without compromising their own needs. Everyone will feel happier as a result. Even more important, your self-confidence will increase as you take care of yourself and others will respect you for standing your ground. Yeah, because that's the thing, like, being a people pleaser never gets you anywhere. Like, that's the main thing I help people with, is if you're like a chronic people pleaser or you were in the past, like, you have to have healthy boundaries. Like, for some reason, I was like really reminiscing about that like last night, that I don't know, just all these memories were flooding back to me, like how much a people pleaser I was. Like, it's actually embarrassing. Like, I forgive myself for it, but honestly, I was like a mega people pleaser. And like now I'm just not, and I haven't been for quite a long time now. But I honestly didn't. I thought I was just being easygoing. Like, I thought I was just, I thought I was laid back. Like, I think these are things we tell ourselves, you know what I mean? But when you wake up to like, fucking hell, I was just being a people pleaser, you know what I mean? Like, now my boundaries can seem quite fierce, but that's because I've done the work, and it's like, I protect my energy, and I don't, you know, I don't let people push me around, and I know my own mind, and like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, like, you have respect for yourself. I speak my truth powerfully and lovingly. I trust in my strong feelings and I stand my ground in following them. So look at that. What I'm getting from that is masculines, you have to, so this is the feminines too. Like, the feminine's masculine side, like, you have to put up your boundaries, stand your ground. If you're wanting a happy ever after and you're, wanting the most enjoyment, if it's not a night out, that could just be like, what do you do for fun? But like, to be the happiest, like, what would be your happy ever after? Some people's happy ever after doesn't involve getting drunk and going out and that, maybe, like, maybe once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon. But right, so let's finish it off with awakening your true self. That's me lately. That create a fun event fits for me and my CIC ideas too. Yeah, I mean, there's loads of synchronicities of what's coming through here, isn't it? Right. Awakening your true self. You're beginning to recover your natural identity. Isn't it interesting that this came out on the masculine side as well? You know what I mean? Because the feminines already went through this. So it's, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean you're still going through your own stuff too, but like, that is so interesting how it always comes out where it's meant to. You're beginning to recover your natural identity, including your old sense of humor, interests, passions, and desires. And remember, somebody that's interesting, because for a lot of twin flames specifically, your old interests and passions and desires could be your twin flame. It's not going to be the case for everyone, but that's funny, because Mercury retrograde brings back things from the past. So it's not always your ex. Like, it's not always like a karmic horrible person or a friend you don't want to hear from or something. Sometimes it can be like, it's going to bring back something you want. Like, for a lot of people this weekend, if the stars are aligning in the right way, this energy could bring back somebody that you want. But you've got to be so discerning, because that's the unpredictableness of the Aquarius full moon. Your ex could hit you up, like temptations and that are not something that you want. So you've got to, you know, I mean, you really got to know yourself. It's a tricky world out there. Trust that any confusion or changes you're currently experiencing are part of your healthful evolution. As if a cloud has lifted from your mind and heart, you're beginning to see life from the perspective of your old self. You just went through a period where you gave up who you are to please another person. Wow. God, I wondered why I went in that big chat about people pleasing. And if, I was trying to remember what that song was called, right? I loved that song when I was younger. It was Kate, what the fuck? Winslet. What if I had never let you go? Would you be the man I used to know? Da 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 da. It's something like this. It's a sad song about letting somebody go. So I'm just noticing the synchronicity. It just finished. Um, like, you know, what if I had went down that path? You know what I mean? Um, You just went through a period where you gave up who you are to please another person. You buried your interests, ignored your friends, and tried to fit into another person's lifestyle. That sounds like somebody got caught with a narcissist. It might not be that deep for some, but you know, you shouldn't be losing everything. And that's what's quite interesting because you know, like sometimes that happens, and it's because you know it's sometimes when you're isolated from people, it is because like I said, someone's like forcing you to get rid of all your people. But sometimes you actually it ends up happening because the people that were around you were no good. So it's kind of you know it's different for different people, isn't it? Um, Now your old self is emerging. You're back. As you recover your authentic self, your life and personality are going through big changes. Hold tight and allow these changes to occur. I'm sorry, that is like a really clever way of disguising. Like it's like I feel Doreen was literally trying to say like that card. I think that's if someone's been caught up with like a narcissist. You know what I mean? Like someone that has really isolated you from everything that you love and people you love and change, you know, you've lost yourself. And so this could even be like past things that trauma's coming up for some of you. It's quite interesting though. Hold tight and allow these changes to occur. The fairies ask you to trust that the parts of your life and personality that are falling away are inauthentic and false. Know that you're building a solid foundation of truth and that everything is working out perfectly right now. The affirmation, I now give myself permission to be true to myself. Powerful. And then look, makes sense. Inner child is behind it. I was going to, and then new location that came out last night. And honor, look, they're just all the cards are in line. It's, I was going to say that it, for some people, it's not a lover. It could be like if you had control in family and you lost yourself, and now you're actually discovering who you really are without them telling you who you are. Um, New location. Like it could, some people, it could be that extreme. You're being guided to move away from people that are never going to allow you to be who you really are. Honoring your true feelings, like choosing yourself, moving forward fearlessly because you've got a higher consciousness and being kind to yourself. Body movement, move it. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Like it's like someone's in a toxic environment, right? Um, Clicked on the live for a moment earlier when you hit out with Angels with Dirty. Yeah, what is that? I didn't realize it was a Sugar Babes number. It's such a good film. Oh, it's a film. Oh, that makes sense. It was a playlist of films. I thought that was a song name. I've never heard of that. What is it about? Had that song stuck in my head not long ago after I bumped into that guy. Your music channeling is weird, I swear. Sorry about that. It's just that it never fails to amaze me the way that they pull me to the song right when it makes sense. It's kind of nuts. Is Angels with Dirty Faces a black and white? Oh, I don't like black and white films. Wish Kate Winslet made more music. Yeah, I love that song. What if I had never let you go? Would you be the man? I can't remember the rest of the words. It was really sad, but I like the words. Yeah, really old James Cameron. I would like it. I don't know why. I've got a real thing against black and white films. I'm just a weird thing. I don't know. It's just, I'm probably not going to watch it. I'm not going to lie. Sounds like me and my ex. I feel kind of bad for him. I did have to dumb myself down. He forced me to. Family did that to me. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that, Beck. You're not alone in that one. You know what I mean? That's why I always say that about that song's on this kiss, unstoppable. That's in, is that in Practical Magic? Or is that Practical Magic? I feel like it's Practical Magic. Or is it something like that? Charlotte will get it if that's wrong. Um, yeah, you know what I mean? It's unfortunately, if you've been manipulated in a family environment, it's very common that you know what I mean? It's not conscious, it's subconscious. You're used to it. So you'll seek out somebody that might seem like, that's why I've met a lot of divine masculine energies, male and female, that are so wary of, like, hyper vigilant of people too. Because a lot of narcissists can seem like the nicest fucking person in the world. And then, you know, when the mask slips and behind the closed door, that is not the case at all. Um, so, you know, you're right to me, Mary. There are people like that. But um yeah. So that's why you shouldn't rush into things. You should, I mean, I don't like the word should, but it's wise to slowly get to know people. Um like, you know, it's good if you catch them on like a day where they're in a bad mood or they're not feeling well, you know what I mean? Are they still, you know, can you handle it kind of thing? It's better, you find out sooner rather than later, you know what I mean? Like, I know when I'm a grumpy bitch, you know what I mean? Like, I know when there's certain times when I'm like that. But actually, I'd say I'm still quite polite, to be honest. Like, my son in the house is very, like, you know what I mean? Or I'd be like, I'd say to somebody like, I'm really not got a lot of energy to talk. I don't know, but it's like even my mum's, when she was up earlier, like, I didn't, it was just because of the timing when she came up, I went, would you mind actually bringing me that soup? And then it was kind of pointless because then I ended up getting up and having to fix something anyway. But even just for that fact, like, it was quite nice, like somebody just handing me, you know, because I was just feeling a wee bit crap. But um, would you be the man I used to know if I stayed, if you tried, if we could only turn back time? But I guess we'll never know. Yeah, that's it. Oh my God, it's even worse sad. It completely and utterly fits with the vibe, doesn't it? The best black and white film, Treasure of Sierra Madre, Humphrey Bogart. Right, you can talk about that, guys, because you know, it's not my thing. I'd like to be able to watch it, but I just don't. I don't know. I just don't know why. Especially that one at Christmas, the one that I was channeling loads last year. It was, and I always get it wrong. It's a really famous one. Um, I want to watch that. It's a Wonderful Life, or is that what it is? I want to watch it, and I've never watched it because I don't know, I like it. Why isn't Practical Magic included for free? Oh no, I've probably got it recorded. You know when you record on like in Virgin Media, like I've recorded probably about 5 of the same films. I've got it somewhere though. I haven't seen that film in ages, but you always have to pay. It's weird how sometimes it felt like, I noticed that on Prime. Sometimes it's free. Like for instance, that one that I thought was hilarious. Oh, thanks, Charlotte. Yeah, the I thought it was, but I kept calling it something. I kept calling it It's a Magical Life. Um, the what was it? My Best Friend's Girl, and that is honestly, I had never heard it, and it was hilarious. I watched it a few months ago, and then I tried to watch it again, and they're charging you for it, and I was like, what? Why? Like, why was it? I don't know, but annoying. But that's really funny if you can watch it. It's like really funny. Um, I think my ex had narcissistic tendencies, but it was mostly his autism and childhood wounding. Even though he was abusive, I feel sorry for him rather than being mad. I understand him on something. Right, well that's very complicated. That's a little bit different. If he actually had autism as well, it does overcomplicate it because it's like, the needing things a certain way in that. It could have, yeah. Depends how, what it was that was actually but that's what I say about all the time is like, because I attract so many people that have got like ADHD or autism or like, loads of different types of things. But I also attract a lot of people that have got childhood trauma, and then I attract people that have got both. And see, trying to unpack all of that, it is a bit of a minefield. So, but well, he's lucky that he had you to connect with him because it sounds like you understood him. But I'm glad you didn't stay in that relationship because that is what I've seen over the years too. A lot of masculine male and females can become like it's quite interesting because the song on right now is called Hero from Spider-Man. Did you see my Spider-Man video? Connor, was that you? I mean, you live in Glasgow. But no, yeah, I just happened to walk up the street and Spider-Man was hanging about, but my mum didn't even see him. But like, yeah, I've met a lot of men and women where it's like they feel like they had to stay in that person's life because like, they were going to struggle without them. And it's kind of like, and then Eminem Lose Yourself comes on. But it's like, all right, so you have to lose yourself to look after this person. And that's not right either. So, but it's, everyone's got different life lessons. So it's not like you done anything wrong. Like, obviously, each of you were, like, I can think of scenarios in my life where I've been around, many different experiences I've had, and it's made me who I am. I don't regret any of it, but I can definitely look back and be like, I've tolerated that kind of treatment for too long. So I'm glad I didn't stay around anyone that wasn't appreciating me either. And again, it's not always in love, is it? So, um, I watched a black and white film in Chicago, very The Wedding Planner. Oh, I watched that the other day. That's a great film. And cliche before they started doing outdoor summer cinemas here. I can't remember what it was, but I cried. All right. Yeah, the wedding. Yeah, because that is the one with all right, Matthew McConaughey and Jennifer Thingamajigger, isn't it? Because in that always reminds me of the scene where he's trying to say, I've fallen in love with her. And they're all like, nah, you've not fallen in love with her. You've just got the hots for her. Do you know what I mean? It's such and such you're meant to marry. And it always pops in my head when I pick up on these storylines when it's like people marrying the karmic person because all the karmic people are like, this is the person you're meant to be with. It's like that card I just read. But when your heart's pulling you somewhere else, what you just gonna go with because everybody else fucking says it? Like, that's why everybody. That's why I've said it the whole time. The whole time I've done this. That's why everybody should have access to a therapist because, like, it's what I mean. Like, so many people don't know their own minds because they've been manipulated, and it's sad. Like, loads of people would make different decisions if they actually went with what they felt and not what they've been manipulated into. But some people don't even know what's theirs and what's like manipulated from others. I watched Risky Business and Top Gun last week. Oh, I love both of them. Highway to the danger zone. Love Tom Cruise. Loved him. Yeah, especially in that. And Cocktail. That's my favorite. Probably why I do vibe with the whole bad boy turning good. Like I do love that film. It's kind of a bit unrealistic, what happened, but I mean, anyway. Um, Throwback for me. I believe my dad was the same, but initially I thought narcissistic, but I was looking through the autistic lens since it made more sense and it made it easier for me to forgive and let go. Yeah, I've helped loads of people where it's similar things like that. You know what I mean? When you know a bit about both, you can forgive and I've even met people where there's not these things involved and there's just a lot of like Scorpio energy is very controlling. You know what I mean? Like I've had loads of people like that I've helped in sessions or just in general life where I've noticed. But that's why I love astrology. And it's why I always especially talk about Pluto and definitely the Pluto Scorpio generation, which I am. If you have, like, if you're in a partnership where you've both got that, it's very important to know how those planets are aligning and stuff. Because not only is it dangerous amongst other people around the same ages, because Pluto is desire and it's taboo, and if you don't have good um morals and your discipline, and that's where all like not probably, I actually know that astrology wise. I am quite rare in the fact that I'm very loyal and not like that, because really most people choose to go to the dark side of Pluto. Do you know what I'm saying? Like with that, because it's like temptation and everything like that. Like just totally like so. But yeah, like if you've got strong Pluto conjunctions with people, it's hot. Don't get me wrong, but you could get in trouble too if you don't tame that, and especially if it depends how committed you are to one another, and yeah, it's quite interesting, really. Um, yeah, I didn't even realize it was the actual film being filmed. Your shirt was the first time I knew anything. Your shirt, yeah, that's really funny. Yeah, the thing is, me and my mum weren't trying to catch Spider-Man. Like, the taxi driver was going on about it in the taxi, and he was like, "I fucking can't stand Spider-Man now. I can't get where I'm trying to go." And it just so happened that when he dropped us off, I just started randomly. It was never random. It was obviously my guide. Like I started walking up the street, and I was like, "Where are these?" And I was like, "Wait a minute, I wonder if this is where." And then I looked up, and then I saw him, and that's where I just think it's so funny that you can hear my mum's laugh, like she couldn't see him. um, but yeah, so I wasn't meaning to. But like I said, my dad was taking the piss because he sent me a picture where it was a big explosion. Because I was like, "Yeah, I've not really got any good photos." And it's like he sent me that, but we weren't meaning to. We just happened to. Um, I thought the short would just be of a random fancy dresser still out for the night before. Yet no, it was Tom Holland, unless it was the stunt double. But I think it was Tom Holland. I didn't know that at the time. I only googled it after. I was like, it was when I was sitting with my mum after, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I just felt guided there. I was like, oh, actually, that is quite, he is, he's not just some like sort of random, like he is quite well known. Um, yeah, we ended up best friends for almost 3 years. I understood him, he understood me, but it was toxic as feck. Indeed, I lost myself because he forced me to dumb myself down. Didn't really love him, to be honest. Yeah, that's sad, Beck. But again, I can see, like I said, I know this is going to be a very deep, intense session whenever we do connect, but you know, it was obviously part of your path. And like I said, it sounds like, he was lucky to Are you on good terms now? I hate Tom Cruise, but I did like him back then. I don't like him now. He's into fucking all sorts. You know what I mean? That's yeah. But no, 80s Tom Cruise, love him. And I mean, what's kind of creepy is like, he doesn't seem to age, but we know why that is. Well, most people know why that is. Um, he was a hottie. He will forever be the 80s Tom Cruise. Same with John Travolta. Just like again, I'm just. It's the textbook ones. It's Patrick Swayze, it's John Travolta, and it's Tom Cruise. I'm sorry, I'm a bit generic like that. um, I'm not a Tom Cruise fan. I don't understand that when people like. But do you mean I'm not a Tom Cruise fan now? But you didn't like him in those films? The vibes are off for me. Of course, the vibes are off because they're all fucking weirdos. But I'm just, if you saw him in the street, you'd be like, "Whoa!" Do you know what I mean? Only thing I could watch him in was Jerry Maguire. But even now, I love Jerry Maguire. Yeah, he's got complete bad vibes. 100% agree on that. But like, God, I wasn't thinking that when I was crushing on him in Cocktail. Put it that way. Yeah, Patrick Swayze. Yeah, all of them. Right. Okay. Um, I asked my ex to go no contact. If I ever bump into him, it would be absolutely fine. We're not on bad terms, even though it ended terribly. Oh well, well, at least he's respected you then. Yeah. Because that's the thing, even when things break down with people, it can be difficult to move on, whether it's lovers or friends. You do have to go no contact. And it can be quite hard, even when you know it's not right. I've been there, what I mean? Not really so much with just trying to think, I don't know if it's been that long ago since that. Oh God, no, what am I saying? I did, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't like that. No, never. I was in love with Joshua Jackson. Oh, Pacey. Is that Pacey? I didn't really. Don't know if I ever watched Mighty Ducks. Yeah, he's both awful and all right. It's a weird one. Yeah, we both lost our best friend. It was hard. Oh, that is really sad. That's reminding me of a film. Probably quite a lot of them. Jump for my love. Jump in. Girls Aloud. There's another sign to take action. What film was that reminding me of? It's a little bit like after what you're saying, but I don't want to use that because they do get back together and then it's really quite a lot of films. There's one in particular though. I'm trying to think of an example where it's like it's codependency basically as well. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're with him for 3 years, you know what I mean. And also, if he struggled with certain things, he would have become quite dependent on you. I would have imagined. That's really it. That's when you know it's bad codependency when it's like the other person's, you know, your mood affects theirs and theirs affects you. You've got to be your own people. He moved, well, that sounds like a dismissive avoidant. He moved on very quickly, like 2 weeks after he moved out properly. Yeah, he found a new, yeah, left a bad taste in my mouth. Well, you did say he sounded like a, yeah, that sounds like he needed like a new supply. I don't know if you'd put it like that. That sounds a bit harsh, but it sounds like he needed somebody else to be like, for instance, that happens in friendships too. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you've had a codependent friendship and like I've always spotted that whether it happened in my own life or not, but it's like you can tell if somebody gets, somebody slots right into the place where you were as like a lover or a friend, it's because it's codependency. And the person probably doesn't really care who's like fit in the role. It's just they need somebody to be that codependent with, like, whether it's not being able to be themselves or it's not healthy. Like that's why I said, like, whether it's twin flames or anyone, you really do need to learn to love being yourself, like being yourself, and then love being yourself. And then if you end up getting back together with your twin flame or together for the first time, if it never happened, then at least you've both spent time learning how to be yourself. um Richard Gere, not so much, but I do love Pretty Women. That's one of my favourites. Because I always say it's like we all want a Richard Gere moment, when he's like, I'm sorry, I can't give you what is you want. And then he's like, actually, hang on a minute, I've changed my mind. We don't want people climbing up the drain pipes with roses in their mouth. That's asking a bit much, but the turnaround and the is romantic. We also hung out briefly end of last year to just catch up and for me to get the last of my stuff. He didn't tell his ex we hung out and I didn't like it all. I asked no contact out of respect. Oh yeah, that sounds a bit interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen an offer in a gentleman. I just know the bit where, somebody picks somebody up and carries them out. I think I've seen it. Super codependent relationship. I even told his dad that his family were gutted. See, yeah, it's when it's all weaved in like that. That's what a lot of divine masculine males and females are still in, or you'll resonate with it was your past. Or like I said, I'm the divine feminine, but I had basically half my friendships I haven't got now. That's what it was. No, it was more than half. And the thing is, that's what I mean about everyone. It's like look around you. that's you'll be able, like, you know, either it's still some of you or it's people you know. It's very codependent, you know what I mean? Like, it's especially your tippy toeing around other people's moods and stuff. It's like it's not healthy. Um, his family were gutted we broke up. I miss his dad and his dad's partner, even though they were far too hard on me when I needed love. Hmm, difficult. Thank God you're out. It does sound good that you're out. Um, right, I'm going to start reading these two cards. But I mean, if you are still chatting, you know, I'm not. I was going to go there. I'm like, I'm quite liking just chatting. It's like, um, right. So it's like I don't really like to leave the chat when there's more people in it because sometimes it's been a bit dense. So, um, it won awards. Ah, yes, it is a really famous one, isn't it? Right. So, Legacy of Light. You're called to bear light, to carry forward the legacy of a spiritual lineage and wisdom of deep service to the earth. No pressure. You're part of that spiritual lineage, a belonging that extends through generations past and generations yet to come. Honor the importance of your task and realize that you are the light bearer, that you carry a legacy of consciousness and embodiment of light upon this earth to share for the betterment of future generations. May the ancestors of your lineage bless you with unconditional love and devotion as you carry the light forward now. Blessed be. This oracle says to you that you have connected more powerfully with a source of spiritual guidance and instruction that's helping you full what? That is helping you full activate your divine life mission and purpose. It is confirmation that however you're choosing to live your life it is in service to the light, whether it is obviously so to others or not, or and that your personal growth and spiritual path are helping the greater human soul evolve. You're acknowledged as a jewel of light upon this earth and an important link in a heavenly chain of divine awakening. This oracle also brings confirmation, if needed, that relationship issues that are arising for you now are not only about your own personal healing, but about healing the emotional legacy of your ancestral lines. With me choosing to start reading this at that timing, I feel that is basically picking up on what I'm saying. A lot of us, if you can spot where the codependency is in the people around you, and you can choose to be like, wow, don't want to be in this anymore. And as I like to say, start to untangle yourself from it, which can take it can, you know, it can take a while. It can take years for some people, you know what I mean? It's like, I think that's what this is talking about, like the generational curse breakers. And then it means that like all the generations of children that come after won't have the same sort of problems. Um, to do this, you may wish to journal, dance, or meditate, or dedicate a yoga practice to the healing of your ancestral inheritance, and ask that your own relationships be assisted through the karmic grace of your ancestors to step into more consciousness of love now. Because when you say, like what I was saying about people pleasing, you know, you just wouldn't like to think that the generations to come are going to be stuck in loveless relationships or staying with somebody because they think, you know, oh, this person's really needing me. Like, I can't leave them, you know. I can't go to follow my true love because, like, you know, this person really needs me. Or it's like, you know, or people pleasing. You know what I mean? We want a generation of like assertive, strong minded people that are, you know, finding their not, yeah, perfectly imperfect matches, whatever way you want to put it, like healthy matches, you know what I mean? Like there's this picture, I probably could find it if I googled it, but I'll describe it for now. It's like it's a cartoon and it is a stapler walking along with a pencil, and oh, that's not a good example. I don't think it's whatever it is. Say it's like a stapler with a pencil and a pencil sharpener with a bit of paper. I think it actually might be. It's something like that. But anyway, it's like, you know, it's obvious that the two are meant to be swapped. But it's like, and it's got, when I saw it, it was like, this is what's wrong with society today. Like everyone's with the wrong people. Um, I measure time in years and memories and good friends. Thanks for helping me to see I can count the special ones on my hand, that I can count on you. Well, that's nice. That's nice. Um, his friends all hated me. They hated me because I was a bit of a bitch. Listen, we're loving your shadow work and the honesty. For context, I was basically bedbound for a year due to endometriosis and abuse from my ex. They all turned on me at the end. But that's not your fault. So that's a bit horrible. So do you mean that was the ex from the friend that like, wait a minute. So when you're saying his friends all hated you, was the abuse from him or the person before that? And that ain't funny. Like that endometriosis again. I don't. Well, yeah, I don't think that's what I've got, but I've definitely got the fucking. Put it this way, I may as well have it because all the symptoms. Like whenever it's my time of the month, it's not funny. It's like 2 days of hell. In fact, last time it was 3 days of hell, rolling about in pain, sweating it out. Fucking horrendous. I don't know how other people could just crack on and get on with it. Like that is not like, it's not normal what happens to me anyway. But again, remember it is because I clear energy at the womb too. It's making it a bit fun. Twinflame movie, if ever there was one. What one? The Officer and a Gentleman. Hell yes to carrying light and making a better future for future generations. I'm grateful for this moment right now. Grateful I found your channel. I've distanced myself from the twin flame, to be honest, but everything else is super healing. Well, I'm glad to hear that. And again, like, look, the thing is, like, it's, that's all right. Just be where you are. Like I've said, at some point, the tides are going to turn and it's not going to be all, well, it's always going to be twin flame stuff, but I don't think all of it will be because Mediumship Monday's meant to be like for everyone. Um, but that was a confusing pencil sharpener analogy. Well, I need to find the picture. It's basically like, do you know what I mean? The pencil should be with the pencil sharpener, and the stapler should be with a bit of paper. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it was a stapler and a bit of paper, to be honest. It was something else. Think of something else. Maybe it was like a screw and a hammer or something. I think maybe that's what it was. And it was like, but they were with the wrong one. Um, But no, I'm glad we're grateful you found us too, and I'm glad that you're finding it helps you. Because that's the sad thing, really, is that, the shamanic journeys and the soul retrievals, like, they really can help anyone. They don't need to, like, because lots of people are in toxic relationships, they're not twin flames, you know what I mean? That's half the country, that's half the world. If fucking Love Island's in to go back in, we can't base real life on Love Island, but it's not too dissimilar from what goes on out there. Destroying a big tub of Mars ice cream. Pray for. Oh no, Connor, for fuck's sake. I love that as well. I could have done without hearing that, and it's too late to get a delivery. It's fine. I'll just eat the Ferrero Rocher. Um, this is all my ex. I used to live in Essex with him. He's the reason I went to Brentwood a lot. The abuse from him was, but again, I don't hate him. His friends still have no idea. 1116 are my numbers. 1116. Oh, there you go. Thanks for a lovely live stream, Claire and Sofa. Wishing you consciousness of our abundant streams. Yes, lovely. Are you going to bed now? You have a lovely weekend as well. And again, I'll keep holding prayers that you can get some time to yourself. Yeah, that's sad. It's stories like this, so this is why I just like, do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't allow I just like, I know so many people do, but like, I'm just like so all about freedom that like, I just couldn't allow myself to get in it. Like, yeah, I think it's just, again, it's hard for me to, I find it hard to talk like hypothetically sometimes because it's like, again, I just had such a rough time with my first boyfriend. I was like, I'm never fucking letting that happen again. So do you know what I mean? It was like, it was a good thing and a bad thing. Again, like I said, it's just part of my journey, but um this is why I just can't deal with twin flame stuff. Done so much healing after my ex. I don't want any of this confusion on top. Yeah, no, I totally get that, and I'd say that's wise. And that's what I mean. Like, you know, anyone will tell you that's had a session with me, it's not it's not talking about the twin flame stuff, to be honest. Like, I'll be honest with you, the first time we talk, if we talk about that, it's because you're talking about it. It's not me. But unfortunately, or whichever way you want to see it, because I hold the true twin flame frequency, and of course, if everyone is a twin flame, you hold it too. But because it is my sole purpose, which isn't everyone's, like, you know, every man and their dog's a twin flame reader out there, and there's some really amazing, genuine people too. But what I'm saying is that frequency that I hold, it doesn't matter whether it's online or it's happened in person too. People, like, for instance, right, I can think of one of the people that I had a session with in person. um Now, she, like, the way it sort of came about, because it was like someone in my personal life too, and it's hard to explain, again, it's anonymous, but it's not somebody that, like, I'm around all the time or know really, really well, but we know each other well enough, and we just basically bond, you know, really quickly. I get on with people quite well, you know, as long as people aren't a dick, I can get on with anyone. But even people that are a dick, to be honest, I can, you know, if I have to, you know, sort of stomach somebody, I can. But it's like, yeah, that's a good shapeshifter thing. But I wouldn't, like, it depends on the context. But what I'm trying to say is this person was like, you know, all up for hearing my stories and twin flame stories and all that kind of stuff, but was quite adamant or not, although I had already identified they're totally a twin flame, wasn't quite defensive. You know, they would agree with this too, quite defensive and not really up for talking about the person from her past who's definitely her twin flame. But long story short, it just, with my energy, like, we could have literally been talking about anything, and she kept mentioning them, and it was kind of triggering, because at one point, like, I was like, you know, I don't want to annoy you, but can I just put, like, have you noticed that like you keep going back to talking about it? I said it's okay, like, I can totally hold space for it. But and then because, like, we're adults, and she was able to kind of, she was like, oh yeah, like, and then every interaction we had, basically, she then started to have dreams about him, and he was popping out her dreams. And basically, like, you know, that person's a bit older, but it was like, so it's not quite the same dynamic. But I always hold out miracles. You just never know what can happen. But, like, she was able to resolve something within herself, like the conflict, the energetic conflict between her and her twin flame. And I was able to help her heal something within herself that helped mend something that had been going on a very, you know, like years, like decade, a very long time. And yeah, she said the dreams were really nice that were coming back, and I was welcoming them. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean about, I'll honor when somebody says something like what you're saying, right? But the thing that I can't change is, if you are a twin flame, I'm going to keep reminding you you're a twin flame, and I won't need to say it. Do you know what I mean? It's my calling. Yeah. Like, I won't need it. It's just in my energy. It's the best way to put it. But I would say, with where you're at, like, you know what I mean? It's like, we'll probably book a session next week. Well, I'll look forward to it if that is the divine time. But yeah, the thing is, Beck, you're just complete divine masculine, tough cookie, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I'm a tough cookie too. Do you know what I mean? I think we all are, to be honest. I mean, I'm a softie too, but that's what I like to try and help people with. Is you can be a tough cookie, but don't be so, like, you know, like, learn that not everybody is out to get you. You know what I mean? But there are a lot of people out to get you too, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like over true. But that's why I always say, like, there are a lot of people that can help you. And that's why I always say, like, look, I've got no problem with the fact that people need to lurk on me for as long as you feel needed, years in some cases, until you feel that you can trust me. Because you can trust me. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and it's yeah, it's just, and again, that comes with its difficulties too, because, like I said, I've attracted a lot of people that are pretty fucking weird over the years. So, and, like, people that can talk to me like they know me a lot better than what they do, and cross the lines and the boundaries and that, you know, it can all get pretty fucking difficult, but it doesn't happen too often, so I can handle it when it does. But um yeah, I'd say it's healthy to, if you're getting really triggered and all the twin flame shit's annoying you, just, like, it fucking annoys me. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm really in that place, to be honest. But I can't, it's not gonna help people if I'm like, you know, I've got to help people through this, and I am very patient, but I'm very honest when I'm like, God, it's just so draining, man. It's like, you know. But I think they did pick the right person when they picked me, because I have got a lot of patience to listen to it. Got hit by the trust issues thing, but managed to heal it. Yeah. The Christ flame, I just opened up it. The Christ, I think I'll need to read that too, because that is a. The bride offers herself. Oh, falling. They're all seem right. What's behind that? Spiral dance of the goddess. Right. I'll read the. I'll read Dance of the Planets and I'll read the Christ flame. There are forces larger than your own personal destiny at work in your life now. Although they're not inharmonious to you, you may feel as though you're being blocked from, or on the other hand, rocketed towards the heavens on a roll that nothing can derail. Either way, the planets are dancing as they will, and there's an effect upon your destiny. It was meant to be at this time. From rising, there will be gentle rest to recover before rising again. And from restraint, there will be propulsion, maybe. I'm happy to acknowledge I have a twin flame, but I won't be holding my breath. Yeah. Well, just keep working on yourself. That's the best thing to do. I know it's what everybody says, but it's true. You just have to keep working. You just have to accept it the way it is. And that's sometimes ironically when things can move. All things in time, according to the wisdom of greater cycles, it is okay to trust in the cosmic cycles of divine timing. After all, what point is there to rush to the bus stop if the bus doesn't depart until tomorrow? And what point is there to hold back if you're ready and set to go? That's the energy in there. Trust in the timing and rhythm of your life now, especially if it seems out of control. That is just the Aquarius full moon. That is the dance of the planets happening through you. This oracle brings you a message. Pray that the planetary forces funnel blessings of grace and unconditional love, mercy, and joy to you now. That their movements through your life may happen in such a way that you can make the most of it. These are times when big shifts are possible, supported by cosmic movements like the Lionsgate portal right now, and the full moon, and the Mercury going direct. So pray for grace and then enjoy the ride. In those days, time was ours. We walked in the rain and held each other's hands, your lips warm against my skin and your soul melting into mine, as night became morning amongst the cobblestone walks of now forgotten places we called ours. Oh yeah, I read this the other day, because that was when I was like, the cobblestone walks reminds me of drunken walks home with mine. Although not like loads, because it would have just been it's one time in particular I was thinking. Right, 31. I kissed mine so long in the rain in a courtyard once outside a hotel that my red high heels turned white. If that's not romance, I don't know what is. That's quite funny. My friends found it hilarious. It's true. I had to take them back. How did this happen? That was embarrassing. They weren't cheap either. They were expensive. I thought that shouldn't happen. But again, I suppose they didn't bank on people standing in the rain for that long. Right, so right, the Christ flame. And actually Jesus showed up on the Lionsgate portal video for today too. So right, I'm gonna read this and I think I'm gonna go because I want my Ferrero Rocher, being honest. So the Christ flame, within you burns the flame of the Christ. Beyond religion, this flame belongs to all hearts willing to receive the divine. Opening to it as a lover would open the heart to receive the beloved. Though the awakening of the Christ within brings greater closeness to the divine, and therefore greater love and depth of compassion, it too can bring sadness, righteous anger, and a passionate need to contribute positive healing action and change in the world. You may be an introspective soul who does this through mastering their inner world with meditation and yoga. God, fuck, they like mentioning yoga in this. It seems to be in everyone. Raising your own vibration with absolute intent that this bring healing to the world around you. You may be an extroverted soul that thrives in sharing messages and living a life of dynamic action in support of the causes that are worthy and moving to your brave heart, capable of feeling divine outrage and responding with inspired action. I'm glad they're saying you might be a combination, because I'm a combination really. You may be a combination of these soul types, and choosing wisely what you consume, which companies you support, what television you do or do not watch, and what you read, voting for the life you want to have around you in the world through your actions, internal and external. This is the Christ flame igniting within you, setting the world aflame with the fire of divine love. This oracle brings you guidance that you're connecting with the universal Christ consciousness, and your heart is meant to awaken as a sacred heart, bearing the Christ flame of divine love this lifetime. And that's really what it's about for me. Like twin flames, you know, like I said, it's just been so tarnished, really, and that's why it's been sad to see a lot of people like drop saying the word, because it's like of all the people confusing it, and I don't, that's not the right way to go, because it is a real connection. And using all these other words for it isn't going to change the connection, you know what I mean? It's like when I've said before, like for me personally, like when people say things like woo woo and that, I just think that's people that are scared of saying psychic. It's like, just why don't you just call it what it is? It's like when people say intuitive too much as well. Like I do say intuitive now again. I never used to, but intuitive, it's like, you know, it's like it's kind of dressing psychic. It's like people are scared to say psychic. You know, I mean, we're all psychic. It's just some people are more psychic than others because it comes more naturally. But anybody can be psychic. You know what I mean? Um, you're part of the wave of a, but that's basically what I'm saying is like, you know, twin flames, we do carry that divine love, like that energy, and we're here to like awaken that in others. So it's not all just about you and your twin flame and whatever's going on and all the fucking drama behind it. It's your purpose. But then some people go the other way and it's like, oh, it's nothing to do with the other person and just follow your purpose. And it's like, no, it's a bit of both. You know, you've got to find the balance of it. You're part of the wave of awakening happening on Earth now. And again, that's really interesting that that card pulled my. Well, again, I just picked it up, but that's totally now, because, like I said, like you could have been in this like Christ consciousness, like awakened state a long time, but your person might just be going through something big now, or like a more heightened part of it, or you are. So just be aware of that, because Lionsgate Portal is going to do it, but also Aquarius full moon is about awakening. You're part of a wave of awakening happening on the earth now. You're exactly where you're meant to be and doing exactly what you're meant to be doing. Keep going. And that's, I feel that's really special with what I was saying to you, Beck, about, and anybody that resonates with this, like the experiences that you've had with people, whether it's romantic partners, past, present, friends, family, clients, like whoever I haven't said, your neighbours that are doing your tits in, it's all part of your path and your story, you know, it's part of your path and your story. And for some of you, you know, the way that you get through that will, you know, inspire others. It'll just inspire others around you, or you might go and inspire quite a lot of people with how you got through that. You know what I mean? So yes, keep going. Right, okay, so I'm going to read the little spiely bit and then I'm going to sign off. So, love is more than words can define. It is a feeling which wells up inside and longs for release. It is a smile which starts in my heart and spreads across my face like a silly grin. It is a knowing so deep in my being that every cell speaks a language only lovers know. And most of all, it is the beginning, the birth, the possibility, the promise of a tomorrow, the hope that grows into something we can only imagine when hearts combine and love becomes more. Beautiful. So thank you all for hanging about and chatting. And yeah, that was nice that I was able to stay a wee bit later, because then it hopefully meant that some more people could catch it live in this energy. And like I said, I kind of love that, really. Like I said, if I could just do the whole, I mean, let's face it, I do, but if I could just do the whole lot of it for free all the time, I would. And I always say that when my abundance comes in and I hit the big time, I will still do loads of stuff for free because it's part of my purpose. But it'd be nice to have more of a balance of that. But I just trust it was what it was meant to be, because I definitely wouldn't have been up for the Zoom tonight. And I don't like to do things when I'm not, again, because I'm in human design, I'm a generator with sacral authority. It's like I can't, if I don't want to do it, I can't do it. You know, it's like, you know, Yeah, I mean but see how that fit. This is what I mean about I take wee bits of all the different schools of thought because that also sounds like ADHD, and it's very difficult when you've got the housework to do. If I don't want to do, I'm not doing it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but that's why I've got systems. Like, if you're really like that, you have to find a way to make it fun. Like put the music on or listen to something like this that you like, or like I've got fucking schedules for everything, do you know what I mean? But sometimes I can just go off the schedule. So because it's fun to. Like right now, when I go and get the Ferrero Rocher, I'm going off the schedule. I'm sinking into my Black Moon Lilith. I'm like, fuck it. Nobody needs to know. But I just decided to tell everyone. So maybe you need to give yourself permission to do something a little bit taboo. Just, be of integrity, have morals. As long as you're not hurting anyone, you can go get the chocolate. Said it last night, but I'm going to say it again. I love Lionsgate. There's just something about this day in particular and the season, to be honest. No, I totally agree. There is. There's a magic. There is a magic in the air. So I will enjoy it. They are good. I just don't want to eat too many of them. Right, so I'm going to blow out this candle that I lit. But that also sounds like ADHD was too real. It does, doesn't it? It really does, though. You know what I mean? It's like, if I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it. That's ADHD as well. It's like, human design is a bit of a funny one if you've ever looked into it. Like, I do think it's great, but I love astrology more, and astrology makes more sense. So it's not like one's better than the other, but I do like astrology more. But ADHD does look into astrology too. But sorry, now I need to go. I'm mixing everything up. Human design, sorry. Human design does look into astrology too, but it's quite, whereas like when I look at a chart, sometimes that's baffling to other people that they can't read astrology. But the human design stuff's a bit baffling to me when I've like all the fucking gates and shit like that. You know what I mean? I think more than half of us have ADHD, Beck, to be real. You know what I mean? From what I know of working with people, it's basically everyone. Like, I'm struggling to think of something that I'm honestly struggling. Nah, it's not everyone. I have got some people I work with that are it's not them that's got ADHD, but it's their partner. So that's kind of how it goes, to be honest. It's like either I work with some of you and you're somebody that's got ADHD, and sometimes it can be more things like, I've got more than ADHD, um, and or it's their partner. So that's why I made the third level all about that. But that song from High School Musical's just come on. We're soaring, flying. Don't know the rest of the words, but we're breaking free. That is filming in Aquarius, actually. I've never seen High School Musical. I bet I'd love it. My nieces would love that too. Anyway, so yeah. So just know that basically, if you have got ADHD out there too, and you're looking for some support with that, and you want some strategies, I'm randomly very good at helping people with stuff like that too, because, well, I've got it too, but also because I've helped children with ADHD and adults and with autism. Actually, I was actually trained in I had like proper autism training. I went for one day to it was a home for adults, and it's kind of funny when I think about it. I was really young. I was only like, I think I was 22 or something. I was like 22 or 23 or something. And long story short, I fucking shat myself. I was like, right, I'm a tough cookie, and I'm pretty well equipped, but I was like, I'm out of my depth here. This is a bit scary. Because it was like, I think one of the younger males took a shine to me and pinned me up against the wall. Like, he wasn't gonna do, you know what I mean? It was quite severe, there was stuff, yeah, I was like, I can't handle this. Because it was a sleepover too. That was a long night. I think I did do the sleepover too. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do this. But I was too young. But I mean, that was just my ambition. I was more just thinking my patience thing, but it was just a bit too. I mean, look at my. I mean, that's why I've hurt my wrist. Like, look, there's not. I don't know why I've got sausage chubby fingers, but there's nothing to my arms. Even when I'm carrying Oh, hello, Lexi. That is not my Lexi. Are you a new Lexi? Unless it is my Lexi and she's changed her name. How confusing. Are you new, Lexi? I'm actually just going, but um, we've got a Lexi if you're not the Lexi. Um, but yeah, you know, it was good. I tried it, but I mean, it was all the training and that was great, but yeah, it was a bit much. Yes, you are that Lexi, or you're a new Lexi. It's my Lexi. Are you my Lexi? No, you can't be my Lexi because you've not got the spanner. So was a yes to be new. um, feels like us ADHD peeps are tough cookies and yeah, fucking have to be. Because it's like you're struggling with all this shit and people don't even realize it. And they're like, oh yeah, everybody's on the spectrum somewhere. Everybody, fuck off. See, people who say that, it's so ignorant. Sorry, I just can't stand when people say that. See, when you've actually got it and you struggle with things, or you've been around other people or lots of other people, or you've worked with children that have got, you know what I mean? It's like a very insensitive thing that a lot of people just chuck out there. Everyone's on the spectrum somewhere. I know where people are coming from when they say that, but you know, it's not, and it's so different too. You can have like one person that might sort of show up as you know losing your bank cards and losing your keys every couple of days or something, or like just acting fucking wild on a night, like above and beyond. That'll be fucking everyone this weekend with Aquarius full moon. That's not people with ADHD. That's just the full moon in Aquarius. But you know what I mean, or to like then you've got other people that just can't manage like the workload and keeping up the workload in the house and the workload of your actual work. You know what I mean? Um, are you're watching the same channel as me? Are you watching the same channel as me? You must be watching the same channel because that's Rule the World is on. You got the same channel on. Went outside to look for the stars for a second. The Take That song came on. The stars are coming out tonight. They're lighting up the sky for you. Yeah. Are you watching the same? You must be watching the same channel. Um, because I nearly said it and then I didn't, and I'm like, hang on a minute, rule the world. We can rule the what? Fuck off. That is the same song. Wait a minute, I'm gonna have to prove it because you're not gonna fucking believe. Rule the world is on. That is that song, isn't it? I've got chills. That is weird. I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put that in the thing, otherwise people won't believe me. Thank God I said that is really. Hey, if that ain't the Lionsgate portal synchronicity, that's a bit. Do you know what that is though? That is your mum. That's magical. That's really weird. That's when I was just kind of like, am I tripping? And I'm like, that is the song that's on right now. That is that song, isn't it? Real is it, or is it a different one? Yeah, honestly, trust me, this is not that weird. This is what I've meant when I've said before, and it sounds weird when I say it, but it's true. Every time I'm on a session with someone, they're always in the energy of my twin flame. So, like, do you know what I mean? That's like, I know, yeah, like me and him with the songs, it's really strong. So maybe that means something to other people watching or something. Yeah, it is rule the world. That's what's trust me. Put on if you've got Virgin Media, put it on channel 287. Is it 287? Yeah, 287. Now 90s and 80s. It's just finishing. Um This is why I'm doing what I'm doing with physics. This stuff right here, rule the world, that's the right song. Yeah, but you see, it's like this is, it's frequency. It's like that's the way I see it. It's finished now anyway. We're all in the same frequency, and it's 11:44. So there you go. Um, we're all 144,000 connecting. And soon it won't say that. I'm like one person off it saying 149. No, wait a minute, it won't say, it'll say 145. That's what it'll say. Right. Enjoy your last 15 minutes of what? 11:44 is part of my student number. Of course it is. It was like when I went in the hotel, like the like I thought, how funny would that have been if we were like number 144? We were something random. But I kept having to walk past it to go to my room, and I was like, that would have been a cool synchronicity. Um, yeah, enjoy the last 15 minutes of the Lionsgate world. But nah, it's like I said, the energy lasts just like a full moon. The energy wraps up around the 12th, so that's Tuesday, and then the energy of a full moon lasts like a few days either side. So, and full moons are magical in themselves, and although I don't particularly like the Aquarius full moon because it's very unpredictable, it can be. Oh, my makeup's melting off here. It can be like it's very much expect a miracle energy, actually. You may as well expect a miracle than bad news. I suppose it's going to be better to be in that energy. I'm going to soak this last 15 minutes like a sponge. Well, you enjoy that. I am going to blow this candle out. So I'm going to dedicate this healing to whatever we all put out there with that thing I read hours ago. And yeah, anyone that's in pain out there, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. I always have to do that in my hands. I've done that for years because otherwise I'd forget. Actually, though, when I'm doing that, if I do forget one of them, that's too hot to hold that. Someone's too hot to handle because that candle's too hot to handle. It always means like you need to pay more attention to that. But yeah, praying for everyone spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, for whatever you might be going through. And because this energy is very abundant, calling in the abundance that anyone needs to pay their bills, first and foremost, to keep a roof over your head, or, and then one step up from that to go and enjoy yourself because that card was talking about kick up your heels and enjoy yourself, or if you want to stay in the house and do that, you know what I mean, just to enjoy yourself. And praying that people get the money, that if anybody is feeling like they really need to connect with me and book a session, I pray that you are miraculously sent the money to do that session too, but then it's your personal responsibility to recognize we called that money in for that session. What you choose to do with that money is up to you and your responsibility. Um, Many people fuck up on that one for real. I've fucked up on it too, and I've called in money for something that I specifically wanted for, and I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'll go do it. So, but I feel now I've gotten in quite a good flow with that. I call in the exact money I need for something, and I recognize when it comes in, and so yeah, and whatever else anybody is needing. So I still can't even see the moon yet. I have all night left yet to enjoy. Oh yeah, because you're behind. It looks like a full moon here. Sad you can't see it today. I got to rule the world from that Kate Winslet song from earlier, by the way. All right, interesting. But that was really weird though. Um, it's a little story, isn't it? It's like you can go either way. You can be like, why did I should have never let you go. Or you could be like, we could rule the world. It's probably the thought form. It's like, something going back and forwards on like, should I do something about it? Should I not? Should I do something about it? Should I not? And we say, yes, fuck it. Go and follow your desires, follow your heart. But like always, just like to buffer it with, because I'm a good girl with a little bit of a bad girl bit. But it's like, have morals and values, close out the things you need to close before you go chasing down your desires. It's wise. Otherwise, it gets messy. And forgive yourself if anything like that. So I know there'll be people out there that are like, oh God, fuck no, you know what I mean? We've come here to enjoy the human experience, and whenever we've done bad things in life as well, you can be forgiven. Forgiveness is a beautiful thing. Let it go in the Aquarius full moon. It is the rebel, and sometimes people take the rebel too far. Be the rebel with a heart, rebel with a cause. Well, that's a good place to leave it. Right, I'm going to go now. So, oh, actually, do you know the one thing I did want to? I thought this was really magical. When my dad picked me and my mum up the other day, I'd already had quite a load of magical synchronicities, which, yeah, I'd already spoke about on the other one. But I forgot to say this, that when we were in the car, I was kind of like, I was tired. I was just ready to get home. And I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places. Like basically the song that's in the Notebook came on, and I was like totally, that's like one of my favorites. That's quite a lot of people love the Notebook, but because of I don't know. It felt because I'd had quite a lot of weird synchronicities and not in the short time that I was away. It just I just thought, and even I was like, oh, like go and turn that up. And then even my dad was like, oh, I haven't heard that in years. Like it seemed a bit random, you know what I mean, for such an old song to come on. You know what I mean? So I feel as to share that for someone there as well, because it's like I'll be seeing you. So maybe there's a message there. It's like I'll be seeing you soon. Um, and then we could get in all the Dear John stuff and that about the moon. I'll see you soon then. Is there any more? I'll be seeing you. I'll see you soon then. Because if you've seen Dear John, they're always like, the moon is never any bigger than your thumb, all that chat. Took a screenshot of the playlist I'm listening to for future reference. Good stuff. Right, okay. I'm going to blow the candle out now. So sending all those loving prayers out. And yeah, I should see you on Monday live, unless I'm in the Pisces Moontails and I'm like, fuck that, and I'll see you Tuesday. Yes, because I'm not doing. I was maybe going to do the live streams for the Lionsgate like tomorrow and Sunday, but I'm just like, nah, I can't. It's too much. Do you know what I mean? That's not for me. So I think two big long lives could just, I think we could let me off, right? So sending all that love and magic your way. So yeah, sleep well, everyone, and yes, have a lovely full moon, Lionsgate, Mercury retrograde, thingamajiggers. How do I end this? Go eat your chalkies. Thank you for another great stream as always. Yes, totally. I think I need a wee bit more than that too. I need something more substantial, like toast or something.